Liberation Day. Liberation Day. We're finally free. Thank fucking God. USA. How was everyone's Liberation Day? Fuck, it was good. You better I didn't clear the balls. God, we are so liberated. Fuck it. Vulcan, even the 38 months. Dude, you know, I thought I would hate Liberation Day, but when old Donnie Trump forced Team Cherry to release Silksong, I knew he had my best interest at heart. Thank you, Donnie T. Finally, he did it. We are liberated from waiting. I did not think... I did not think we'd get that. I have a lot to talk about today. I just got back from the podcast recording, so I'm going to try and separate topics a bit. But a very, very, very interesting, exciting day. I think what we can do probably first is watch the Nintendo Direct. Because I have only seen the announcements. I have not watched the video, and I would like to watch it. I would love to watch it with chat, and I would like to see the games, and I would like to see the Switch, and I just want to do it. I want to watch it with chat. So I think that's the first thing I'm going to do, because I have a lot to talk about with regards to the new prices, with regards to, dude, what is this fucking photo of me? Okay, I just opened up YouTube. I get an announcement about Trump tariffs, and then Squeaks has this video. What is this fucking thumbnail? Why do I look like that? What a fucking horrendous ass thumbnail. By the way, he's also scooping me on the bro versus bro. My editor's still working. Fuck off. Fuck off. No, that's not what I look like. Look at me right now. I don't look like that. He like fucking put a Mr. Beast filter on it or something. Bro got JD Vance. What does that mean? What do you mean I got JD Vance? Okay, wait. Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. Let's fucking 11 hours ago. 1 hour long. Perfect. Let's fucking watch this. Let's learn from it. Let's get smarter, better, faster, stronger, and see what the big N has been cooking up. Styrac, thank you for the 35 months. Came in there for the 33 months. Electrical, thank you for the 13 months. Zidine, thank you for the Prime. Just Jess, thank you for the 35 months. Supreme Griff, thank you for the Prime. Fireballs, and it was 24 months. Atrioc, I had a truck meet today. I did good for you. Thank you so much. I was actually going to be really disappointed if you didn't fucking cook them on the track. Ixnor, thank you for the 41 months. Lachio, thank you for the Prime. Cyclopses, thank you for the Prime. Jack the Ripper, thank you for the gifties. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Don't, his messages, you look like JD Vance. I don't look like JD Vance. Thank you. Silksong Coping is back on, baby. God, I actually have a lot to say on that when we get to that. So, all right, without further ado, bless you, Atrioc, we should watch this Nintendo Direct in full with fucking chat. And then I have to talk about tariffs and Trump and Liberation Day and game prices and a lot of things. 3, 2, 1, boom! Here we are. Oh, Balloon 6 confirmed? There's sound issues in the American version? Okay. I'll watch the UK version. But are they going to talk about beans on toast in the middle for 40 minutes? Is it going to be like British Miyamoto saying, "Oi, bruv, you got to put a bobby in the lorry"? And that might distract me from enjoying it. That's my only Zelda, isn't it? All right, if you insist. Sheesh. What do we got? Nintendo. Yoshi's. When times were simpler. A simple man on an open road in his cart could make a life for himself in this country. Turn it down. Okay. Little Mario. Oh, water levels? Snow levels? Watch out, Donkey Kong. That's the World Trade Center. Okay, Waluigi drifting. Bro, wait, what is this moo cow? What character is that? It's me? I forgot I got added to this game. And my insatiable lust for coffee is, I'm sure, included. Well, okay, looks charming, looks fun, looks beautiful. Mario Kart World! That's cool.
皆さん、こんにちは。任天堂ダイレクトの
こんにちは。
案内役を務めます。任天堂の川本です。任天堂スイッチ2のプロデュー
It's
サーを担
Mr.
当してい
Nintendo
ます。
himself.
太田です。任天堂スイッチ2のディレクターをしています。
佐々木です。任天堂スイッチ2の本体設計を担当しています。
Okay.
最初にご覧いただいたのは、任天堂スイッチ2の専用ソフト、マリオカートワールドです。さて、
English version has
新しいマリオ
dub?
カートはどんな風になっているんでしょう。
Really? They gave the American version a dub and the UK one a sub? That's really... I prefer the sub. Oh, really? You prefer it for the acting? Shut the fuck up. I prefer the authentic artist interpretation of the sub when it comes to Nintendo Direct hardware announcements.
A brand new entry in the Mario
Yeah,
Kart series.
well, I already read all the news articles today, so I read the fucking manga. You fucking casuals. You guys watch this shit? I read ahead. I know what's gonna happen.
Is launching exclusively on Nintendo Switch 2. Welcome to this vast world. Kart races are held throughout various regions that span the globe. Depending on the time of day and weather conditions, the atmosphere will change.
It would be kind of based if they included like Mushroom Taiwan or something on the map, you know? Make it a separate country. I feel like that would be, you know, I think they could really make a difference here. Or like Rainbow Crimea, but not part of Russia. I just think that would be cool. I wish they would take that stance.
And in this Mario Kart game, you can go off the
They did include
racetrack
that.
and drive
What's up, Yeti?
virtually everywhere in this world.
Oh. Was this shit open
In the
world?
classic Grand Prix, race through 4 courses in a bid for first place.
I'm sorry. When did Donkey Kong get a spaceport? Every time I see the Kong Kingdom, they're like hanging out in a hut eating bananas. When did they invest into technology to such a degree? apes they industrialized in a major way, clearly.
In the classic Grand Prix, race through 4 courses in a bid for first place. But don't sleep at the wheel. You'll also drive to the next.
Do you think maybe the Toadstool Kingdom outsourced all their shit to the Kong Kingdom? Because the labor was cheaper, but then over time the Kong Kingdom got really fucking good at all that stuff and then built up their own industry. And now there's like, maybe they're going to put fucking tariffs on it in Princess Peach's to try and bring it back, but it might, yeah, all right. Interesting.
Course is part of the
Powerful
competition.
lore.
With 24 drivers in each race, the most in series history, the competition is gearing up.
Knockout Tour.
Introducing Knockout Tour.
What's that?
Race non-stop from one corner of the world to another.
Okay. Just connected races or something?
There are multiple checkpoints along the way. If you're below the placement shown when you hit a checkpoint, you'll be eliminated.
Oh!
Can you make it all?
This would be really fun to play with friends so that you can keep playing if you're good and they have to sit there and watch you for 30, 45, 50 more minutes. You know, just, you get to keep on going and going and going. That sounds fucking awesome.
The way to the finish line?
Yeah, like I play with Aiden and I'm knocked out within 5 minutes and then he plays for another 52. And then I say, good game, and he goes, yeah, and then we start over again.
You can also freely drive around this vast world in free roam. By going
Open world
off-road,
Mario
you can
Kart.
explore new areas and routes.
Interesting.
So drive wherever your heart
I've
takes
never
you.
clamored for this, but maybe it's fun.
You can also go for scenic drives with friends. And even take photos together at different locations.
How about that? I mean, it looks really nice.
A brand new race across the entire world starts
I can
here.
definitely enjoy a Mario Kart of this.
Mario Kart World! The game launches on the same day as Nintendo Switch 2.
Okay.
More details about this title will be shared in an upcoming Mario Kart World Direct. So be on the lookout for more information in the future.
Wait, 1 second. 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. I need to make sure I have chat. Can't really see chat, and now I do. Okay, good. Okay.
マリオカートワールドは任天堂スイッチ2と同日に発売します
What do you think that translates to?
さらに詳しい内容は後日改めてご紹介しますのでお楽しみに
続いては任天堂スイッチ2で新しくできることをご紹介していきますこれはスイッチ2のジョイコンでジョイコン2と呼んでいます右のジョイコン2
Buy me a
には
Switch?
新
Can't
た
afford it, who
に
dat?
C ボタンを追加しました
A C button!
この C ボタンで皆さんを新しい体験へお連れしましょう
Holy shit, a C button. Alone.
I'm still ahead of all of you guys. That was you.
Authentic trash talk. Very natural.
Wait, no.
Nix, I'm coming for you.
No, I'm about to get
Come
hurt.
on, no.
Oh.
Introducing Game Chat, a new feature for Nintendo Switch 2.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me? Hello?
Game chat has never sounded like this in any game ever all time. This is more like someone screaming slurs at you because you hit him with a blue shell. This is...
Hi, missed you.
With this feature, you'll be able to communicate with friends and family while playing a game.
Should we follow you? Yeah?
Yeah, follow me.
Okay.
Up for an adventure.
While using the Game Chat feature, your voice is recognized by a microphone built into the console.
Holy
Oh,
shit.
okay. But you're still behind me, right? All right, let's keep going. Okay.
It can pick up your speaking voice clearly.
I hope it also picks up the dog barking in the background, someone vacuuming. Every other fucking ambient noise you can, so it's constantly just waterboarding my ears.
Even from a distance.
Look at this. Jump on here.
Oh.
All right, let's keep going. It's coming.
Wait a minute.
Let's make a left right here. Let's make a left.
When it's noisy around you, your voice will still come through clearly, letting you chat
That's
with ease.
incredible.
How did you get hit by a boat?
That's incredible.
Okay, nice.
It does look beautiful. It's okay.
And you can use this feature in handheld mode too, letting you easily chat with friends and family. If you open the chat menu and turn...
I'm almost sad though. Like, I don't want to hear the blender or the vacuum, but I really do want to hear like the 13-year-old who's beating me. I want to hear his parents fighting in the background. I want to hear like him being yelled at, or I want to hear that to make me feel better about losing. So I was hoping we could get that back.
Turn on game screen sharing.
Good job, good job. There we go, there we go.
You can also share your game screen.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see someone just like go on top of that dinosaur?
Really? They can do that?
Can do
Really?
it. You guys, I just did it. I want to do it too.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, he's trying to eat me. He's trying to eat me.
Okay, I got it. I got it.
Your acting's unreal.
Okay. You can chat
Screen
to your
cheating?
heart's content, even while playing different games.
Balloon fight?
Yeah, I know that one. It's so hard, right? Tough.
Oh, wow. I'm like in the sky right here. I'm like, I fell. I'm falling.
I mean, this is just like, I get what they're doing. This is like Discord. This is like when people get off work and they join Discord and they play different games than their friends, but they don't want to be alone. So they're like in a Discord call. This is like a very common, just like that. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, it's not even a bad idea, honestly. It looks a little laggy. It looks like very...
Kirby, look, you're a star. That's so cute.
But-
So cute.
You can adjust the size of your game screen.
Guys, I'm lost. Like,
Where'd you go?
Or expand another friend's game screen.
Damn, that wall is shit.
Above that wall that's to your left.
You're almost there, though.
It's just like the wall. Like if she gets past the wall.
Man, that quality's terrible. And this is the...
wall ride.
Okay.
So everyone can watch them play.
I think I know where you are. I think I know where you are. Wait. Okay, I think we have to try.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Let's take a picture here.
Okay, are you ready?
I mean, it's kind of cool. It's social.
Oh, yo, that's sick.
I like your pose mix.
On the right Joy-Con 2 controller, there's an additional button. With the C button, you can pull up a chat menu.
Really?
Oh, really?
It's a chat
Actually,
button?
guys, I got a call coming right now, so I'll be right back, yeah?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Here, you can quickly and easily mute yourself and more. And there's this.
Wow, they're really
You can
leaning into
also
this
connect
social
this camera
experience
to the
thing.
console.
Hey!
Hey, what's up?
You can stream. You can 12 FPS stream to your fucking your 3 friends while you play.
Hello. Yo. Yeah.
Hi, how's everyone doing? Good?
You can appear on screen and video chat while playing a game.
Face is on here.
Wait, Nick, how was your test yesterday?
It was good.
No.
Here's how it looks with just the camera feed.
No.
Okay.
I bet you like
Can
that.
you wait for me?
Please look forward to games which use your camera feed like this.
Oh, wow. No, wait.
good.
Go
That looks
left,
good.
left. Okay.
Okay, Loki, I kind of like this. I'm going to say it. I think this is cool. Because it does something to bring back couch co-op. But couch co-op is dead because we don't leave our houses. But it like brings back... That's cool. That's like fun. That's funny. I think that's good. I like this. This is cool. The other thing, I don't think a lot of people are going to use that as much, but this, like having people to see someone's face when you're playing Mario Party, you can set up online. That's kind of cool.
More this way.
Using game chat. Even when you're a
Couch co-ops with the same couch. And just like back in the day, games I think were a little more in-person social. You'd have split screen. You'd have, but it just feels like that has died in the past few decades. And this doesn't obviously bring it back, but what it does is it makes it feel more human connected when you're playing with your friends, Mario Party or Switch game or something. It's kind of cool. It adds a little bit more of the... This is couch co-op.
You can play games and hang out as if you were together in the same room. Play together or compete in online multiplayer games. Chat while playing your personal favorites. Decide your own rules for a retro game competition. Or hold a sports competition between families.
Kind of shockingly laggy.
All together,
for the demo.
Anytime, anywhere. Game Chat.
いかがでしたか？ゲームチャットはお友達やご家族などフレンドとのオンラインプレイをもっと身近にまるでその場で一緒に遊んでいるかのように楽しんでもらいたいとの思いから開発しました。
Okay.
先ほどの映像に出ていたカメラは任天堂スイッチ2カメラといって任天堂スイッチ2と同日に発売します。ゲームチャットをご利用いただくには任天堂スイッチオンライン
I just think it's funny that the company that was like so afraid of online for so many years that you had to do like 6 layers of friend codes and is now like giving a 12-year-old a fucking camera and like live streaming their face to anyone online, you know? I just think they're like doing a flip.
加入が必要になります。ですが、少しでも多くの方に体験してもらいたいということから、無料でご利用いただける期間をご用意しました。ぜひ遊んでみてください。ゲームチャットは見守りスイッチに対応しており、お子さんがお友達と遊ぶ際には保護者の許可を必要とするなど、さまざまな設定が可能になっています。
もう一つ、ご家族やお友達とゲームを遊ぶ新しい体験をご紹介します。
Okay.
任天堂スイッチではソフトが1本しかなくてもジョイコンをお裾分けして遊ぶことができますが、
What does that mean?
任天堂スイッチ2ではさらにソフトがない他の本体ともすぐに一緒に遊べるお裾分け通信ができるようになります。お裾分け通信はスイッチ2はもちろんスイッチでも受け取ることができ、最大4台でプレイできます。相手に自分の画面を見られたくないゲームでも1本のソフトで一緒に。
Okay, I'm gonna set up a business in my garage. You can't come into the main living area, but I will live stream all of the Nintendo Switch games that I bought, and you can play for free in my garage as long as you pay me $5. So you guys can come by, and I will
遊べます。
Do you have snackies?
またオンラインにも対応しており、
It's a profitable business
先ほどご紹介したゲームチャットの相手ともすぐにお裾分け通信ができます。お裾分け通信ができるのは対応ソフトのみになりますが、スイッチソフトの世界の遊び大全51をはじめいくつか予定しており、無料アップデートでお裾分け通信ができるようになります。もちろんスイッチ2の専用ソフトでの対応も予定していますのでお楽しみに。
続いては任天堂スイッチ2の本体をご紹介します。映像をご用意しましたのでご覧ください。
Bigger screen, same thickness.
At 7.9 inches, Switch 2 has a bigger built-in screen. Here's how that compares to Nintendo Switch.
Flirt.
The console's thickness remains the same. With approximately double the pixels compared to Switch, you can enjoy games in greater detail on the 1080p screen.
Okay.
The screen supports up to 120 frames per second, allowing for smoother gameplay in supported titles.
Which title's doing 120? Be honest.
The LCD screen is more vivid and supports HDR, providing more contrast between light and dark areas of the images. The all-new Joy-Con 2 controllers connect magnetically. Strong magnets keep the controllers firmly attached to the console.
Okay.
Detach your controller easily by pressing the release button on the back.
Seems cool. I like that.
The SL and SR buttons are bigger for greater comfort and control when
That's
playing
good,
with
'cause
the
they kinda
Joy-Con
sucked
2
on the other
held
one.
horizontally. The left and right sticks are now larger.
Also good. What?
Each Joy-Con 2 controller can be used
What?
as a mouse to play in compatible games. Both the left and right Joy-Con 2 support mouse controls.
That's kind of sick. That's kind of sick. That's kind of CS2 on Switch. Get owned, PC elitists. I now have a mouse. You're going to see fucking top CS2 players training with this thing, dude. This is the best way to play.
By adjusting the audio balance between the ranges, sounds from the built-in speakers are clearer and more natural in handheld and tabletop modes. It has a built-in microphone.
Dude, I gotta hear
you
the
can voice
I
chat
gotta hear
with
the mic
friends
quality.
anytime via game
That
chat.
looks like a bad mic.
It also uses noise-canceling technology to filter sounds. so your
NVIDIA
voice
noise
will come
canceling
through
technology, be clear. This has an NVIDIA chip in it.
Even if you don't have a surround sound system, games can be enjoyed with more immersive, three-dimensional sound, as if it were coming from all around you.
Okay. Cool.
Place your Nintendo Switch 2 however you like with a large, sturdy stand. You can move it freely, like this.
Cool. Nice sturdy stand, okay.
In addition to the USB-C port found on the bottom of the console, there's one on top as well. It's handy for connecting a USB-C camera
True.
or charging in tabletop mode.
Yeah, that's hype.
Nintendo Switch 2 comes with 256 gigabytes of internal storage, 8 times that of Nintendo Switch.
I like
for storing
that.
your game downloads, save data, and more.
I like that.
Reading and writing data is also faster.
I mean, okay, so far pretty impressed with the. It just looks like it's like they seriously. I mean, they've run Switch 1 for 8 years now. They seriously looked at what people had issues with, and they improved it. It's like a very updated version of Switch with all the. I don't know. That's.
Use the Nintendo
That's good to
Switch
hear.
2 dock to connect to your TV and enable up to 4K resolution for compatible games.
Bro, ain't no fucking
HDR
game running
is also
4K off
supported
that
in
hardware
TV
though.
mode.
What frame rate are you getting in 4K off of that?
The Nintendo Switch 2 dock has a built-in fan that keeps your console cool. This helps keep performance stable.
Okay, cool.
On Nintendo Switch 2, you can play Nintendo Switch 2 games, as well as compatible Nintendo Switch games.
Yep, Nintendo Classic. Love that.
ご覧いただいた通り、任天堂スイッチ2は単に任天堂スイッチをバージョンアップしたものではなく、
Okay.
本
Isn't it?
体設計を一から行い、新たな遊びの機能を盛り込みました。そしてスイッチ2のことをもっと深く知ってもらいたいと思い、とあるゲームを開発しているのですが、川本さん、
はーい。
Hi.
私がいるここはまさにそ
No,
のゲ
you're
ーム
not
のフィ
inside
ール
the
ドなん
game
ですが、
itself.
その
What
タイ
the
トル
fuck
は
is this?
任天堂スイッチ2の秘密展というスイッチ2の専用ゲームです。
Holy fuck. I know it's early to call it, but game of the year, right? I know it's early to call it, but this is clearly maybe game of the decade. I hope this costs $150. That's what I would pay for something this good.
私はここにいたんですね。 では皆さんをこのゲームにお招きしましょう。ハテナがいっぱい並んでいます。ちょっと
Question mark
覗いてみ
icons?
ましょう。磁石はどこにという話題ですが、本体とジョイコン2は磁石によってくっつくんですよね。で
Cinema.
その磁石
This is
実は
what
本体
gaming's
にだけ
about.
入っているんです。一方ジョイコン2は SLSR ボタンの素材が鉄でできていてくっつくというわけなんです。さらにこの2つの間に強い磁気回路ができるので、本体とジョイコン2は簡単には取れません。
They're giving this us for free? Why am I getting all this amazing knowledge for free right now? I should at least be paying to watch. This feels like a demo.
こんな感じでいろんな秘密を知っていただくことができるんです。他にもジョイコン2にはマウス機能がありますが、ジャイロセンサーと組み合わせることでこんなことができちゃいます。ゴルフクラブの向きをジョイコン2で調整してカップを目指します。マウス機能とジャイロセンサーの組み合わせでできる遊びです。
Okay, that looks kind of fun.
秘密展ではミニゲームやデモを楽しみながら体感することもできるんです。秘密の種類はスイッチ2ならではの特徴から、言われないと気づかないような細かな技術までたくさんあります。任天堂スイッチ2と同日にダウンロードソフトとして発売します。興味のある方はぜひ遊んでみてください。
How much does this cost? That's crazy.
続いて任天堂スイッチ2の周辺情報についてお
That
伝
should
え
be
します。
free, bro.
これが任天堂スイッチ2の専用
Imagine that game just fucks though. Like imagine it's awesome. Imagine like nobody, like, I'm not gonna pay for that shit, and then someone plays it and it's like, damn, this shit fucking rules. Like all the mini games are fun as hell. Like yeah, 99 on Metacritic. Like it's just actually world class. It has a story. It has a plot. The way you learn about magnets actually ties back to the themes of the characters. That shit would be awesome.
ソフトのゲームカードです。形状はスイッチ版と同じですが、色が赤くなり読み込み速度がぐんと向上しています。続いてメモリーカードですが、スイッチ2に対応するのはマイクロ SD エクスプレスカードになります。
Okay.
マイクロ SD エクスプレスは SD カードの新しい規格で高速なデータ通信が可能
Yeah,
と
yeah,
なり
makes
ま
sense,
す。
makes sense, makes sense.
これまでスイッチでお使いになっていたマイクロ SD カードは使えませんのでご注意ください。またスイッチからスイッチ2へのデータ移行は任天堂アカウントでログインしていただくことで、セーブデータやゲームソフトなどが転送できる丸ごと転送機能が使えます。そして新しいプロコントローラーが登場します。
Ooh.
ゲームチャットを起動する C ボタンと
You got
背
the
面
game
には
chat
好きなボ
button.
タンを割り当てられる GLGR ボタンが増えました。
Damn, it's so wild to have a chat button specifically, a C button for chat. You know, when you have home and menu, that could like be, that's just crazy.
背面には好きなボタンを割り当てられる
It's like really
GLGR ボタン
important
が
to
増え
them
ました。
to make it a big part of the.
さらにヘッドホンマイク端子も追加しています。このダイレクト終了後に公式ホームページを公開。
Like, what happens if I press the C button right now? Oh, look, I can spam it. Oh, thanks. Wow, I pressed the chat button. I got rid of chat and I got meatballs. This fucking button rules. On ask for meatballs? Wait, one bite. Damn, that's fucking good.
介します。また私たち3人が任天堂スイッチ2の開発についてお話しする開発者に聞きましたも公開しますので、合わせてご覧いただければと思います。
ここで任天堂スイッチ2の発売日をお伝えします。任天堂スイッチ2の発売日は6月5日です。
Holy!
皆さんで遊んでもらえる日が来る。
I actually didn't know that. I didn't see the exact date. That's close. That's fucking close. Damn, that's coming out soon.
ることを私たちも心待ちにしています。もうしばらく
Liberation Day
お待ちください。
さて、任天堂スイッチ2で遊べるソフトには大きく3つの種類があります。まずは任天堂スイッチ2の専用ソフトです。スイッチ2の性能や特徴を生かしたゲームをプレイいただけます。2つ目は任天堂スイッチで発売したソフトです。3つ目は任天堂スイッチ2エディションです。スイッチで発売したいくつかのタイトルにおいてグラフィックを向上させたり、スイッチ2ならではの遊びを追加して新たにお届けします。ではここでスーパーマリオパーティージャンボリーの任天堂スイッチ2エディションをご紹介します。こちらをご覧ください。
So it's like an upgraded Switch 2 edition? What, you have to rebuy it, or what does that mean?
Super Mario Party Jamboree is getting an upgrade on Nintendo Switch 2. The upgrade expands on the base game and adds new features, including mouse controls, audio recognition, more expressive rumble,
Damn, I feel like they should have made a new Mario Party.
and gameplay that uses a camera accessory.
Easy to say, right? I think they should have made 4 new Zelda games and a new Mario game for the launch and new Mario. But it just feels like you'd want.
All of which can be accessed on Switch 2. Let's check out 3 new and updated modes. First up is Mario Party mode. With a single camera, up to 4 players can join the festivities. You'll be able to see each other's faces as you play, so you can experience all the reactions and emotions in real time. Or 4 friends can take the party online. Up next, it's Bowser Live, a mode where the livelier team wins. Bowser.
Just 4 completely stone-faced gamers. No smiles, no expressions, just hardcore grinding to win. Mario Party Jamboree. The slightest fucking exhale, locked in fucking face.
Up next, it's Bowser Live, a mode where the livelier team wins. Bowser will bring you on stage 2, hit blocks to collect the most coins, guide an RC car with your voice, and compete in other minigames using full body movement and sound. Finally,
It's like,
take a
corporate
ride on the
icebreakers
mouse-controlled
type beat.
carnival coaster. With the safety bar lowered and secured, you're off. Use mouse controls to shoot down enemies while you feel the bumps and rumbles of the coaster.
What?
When you enter a pipe, a minigame will begin. There's a bouldering game where 2 players each control an arm.
That's kind of
And
fun.
one where you shake a can of spray paint and quickly tag objects. Enjoy the thrill of
vandalism.
these intuitive minigames. How quickly
That's
can
gun
you
violence.
reach the station? From minigames that use a camera, the built-in microphone, mouse controls, and rumble, the biggest party yet is getting even bigger. Super Mario Party Jamboree, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, plus Jamboree TV, launches on Nintendo Switch 2, July 24th.
Okay.
Nintendo Switch 2 players who already own Super Mario Party Jamboree can upgrade to Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree
good. They don't have to rebuy the
TV
whole
by
game.
purchasing an upgrade pack.
みんなの表情を見ながらプレイできる新たなマリオパーティーをお楽しみに。この他の任天堂スイッチ2エディションをご紹介します。ゼルダの伝説ブレスオブザワイルドとティアーズオブザキングダムのそれぞれの任天堂スイッチ2エディションでは解像度やフレームレートが向上し、鮮やかな色合いを表現できる HDR にも対応するなど、
Bro, I made the
よ
smart
り
choice
高
not to play
精
Tears of
細
the Kingdom
で
yet.
滑らかなグラフィックでプレイいただけるようになります。
I, through my brilliance of being lazy as fuck to play Tears of the Kingdom, will now get the authentic first-time experience of HDR.
さらにハイラルの冒険を深く
And I
楽
get
しめる
Zelda notes?
ゼルダノーツが使えるようになります。ゼルダノーツとはスマートフォンアプリ Nintendo
So I can
Switch
keep
アッ
notes?
プからご利用いただける Nintendo Switch
What is-
2
what
エディ
is
ショ
Zelda
ン
notes?
専用のコンテ
Oh
ン
my
ツで
god.
す。例えばまだ訪れたことがない祠などいろんな場所に案内してくれたり
No
Guidance
way.
activating.
Wait, it's got a voice guy.
Proceed north.
What the fuck is this?
他にも作ったものを QR コードでシェアして
Bro, I think this is them just realizing that the average player is second screening the map so often they just said fuck it and built it into the game. Yeah, that kind of low-key sucks though, because I don't play that way. Like, I like to wander around and get lost. I mean, I could not use it, but it's going to be harder to avoid. You don't have to get the app? Okay, all right. If it's an app, that's a little different. I thought it was like you can pull this. Like, is this on screen or is this on your phone? You have to pull it up on your real phone. Okay.
他の人のゲーム内で再現したり冒険がより楽しくなる機能がご利用いただけます。
Who's gonna use that shit? You're gonna buy it? You can get it for free on your
星の
phone.
カービィ
Unlike
ディスカバリーでは
Wikis or whatever.
グラフィックフレームレートの向上を生かしたスイッチ2エディションのみで楽しめる追加ストーリーが登場します。
Kirby!
舞台は不思議な流星の力で変化する新世界。カービィの新しい冒険にぜひご期待ください。
Gerbster.
そしてメトロイドプライム4ビヨンドですがスイッチ版に加えスイッチ2エディションも発売します。通常操作の他にマウス操作による直感的なプレイが可能になります。さらに 4K 60 FPS で没入感のある世界を探索するかフル HD120
No fucking way it does 4K 60. Damn, that's crazy. I would never thought they could have hit that. That does 4K 60 or 120 and 1080? Is that DLSS? Is it gonna be I need a
FPS の滑らかなアクションを
I
楽
gotta
し
see
む
some
か
studies. That's
HDR に対応した2つ
pretty
のモード
wild.
を好みや環境に合わせてお選びいただけます。また
So I like
こ
the
の
LSS
秋に
too,
発
but
売予定のポケモンレ
I'll
ジ
just
ェン
get to see how it plays
ズ
out.
ZA もスイッチ版に加えスイッチ2エディションを発売します。スイッチ2のスペックを生かしグラフィックやフレームレートの向上などによりニアレシティでの冒険をより快適に楽しむことができます。
Bro, it's not. The problem with this game is, or the graphics in this game is not the resolution or the frame rate. It's just so fucking ugly. Why do the 3D Pokemon games look so fucking ugly? It's like art direction or something. I don't know what it is. It looks ugly. It looks like, I don't know, everything looks flat and fake and ugly. It looks like, Zuckerberg's VR world. I don't know. I feel like Pokemon is a game where if it looked like Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, it'd be like, holy fuck, this is the coolest Pokemon game ever. Yeah, maybe it's textured down. I'm not an expert. Like, I don't fucking know, but it just looks
ダウ
ugly.
ンロード版を発売します。またすでにスイッチ版のソフトをお持ちの方はアップグレードパスをご購入いただくことでプレイできます。任天堂スイッチ2エディションをお楽しみに。
ここでジョイコン2の
Dude, imagine if someone had fucking balls at Pokemon Company and you got to play like an Elden Ring style Pokemon game where there's a fucking Dragonite as big as a fucking mountain, or Zapdos crack overhead, lightning in the like a fucking, that shit would be wild. That'd be fucking wild.
マウス操作による完全新作タイトルをご紹介します。こちらをご覧ください。
Whoa. He's hooping. Dragon Drive? It's like a multiplayer wheelchair basketball game. Game of the year? I don't know, man. I guess I have to play it, but I think it'd be a tough time to see he's doing super well. That's kind of cool. He can dunk. Tony Hawk tricks. Yeah, I don't know.
両手で2つのマウスを操作していろんなプレーを直感的に繰り出せるドラッグ&ドライブ。2つのマウスによる新たなチーム戦にご期待ください。続いては Nintendo Switch 2にやってくるソフトメーカーさんのタイトルをご紹介します。
I have long observed the lands between.
Zapdos! Kill him!
This world is in dire need of repair. You can see them, can't you? The rays of grace that guide you through your burden.
Yeah, I mean, the FPS is looking a little chunky in this demo.
Doubt you will become Elden Lord.
But
may you take the throne.
If this gets new people in Elden Ring, that's dope.
Hey, I'm Greg Kasavin from Supergiant Games.
Well, you gotta assume a lot of people don't have a fucking gaming PC, right? If Switch is your only console, that you get to play Elden Ring. That's cool.
Here to say that Hades 2 is coming to Nintendo Switch 2. Our first ever sequel introduces the Princess of the Dead, an immortal witch out to vanquish the sinister Titan of Time. You'll battle beyond the underworld to the ends of the earth, getting to know dozens of characters from Greek myth.
Dude, this is a long time ago now, but I've been streaming for a while. But the last time I got fucking super into a game not on stream was Hades 1, playing on Switch. Just like really fucking wanting to spend a lot of time off stream gaming on a new thing was Hades 1. I fucking love that. In fact, I think I was staying with Lud at the time, and we literally sat on the couch and passed the controller to play Hades 1 the whole, like 72 hours straight or something. Just fucking, that shit was fun.
In a story that reacts to your every setback and victory. It's the kind of
This is a
game
great
you can
game.
quickly pick up and play whether you're experienced with the original
I don't think
or
I'm gonna do
not.
Hades 2 on stream.
But
I mean, I
for more
played
about
it in
Hades
the
2
demo or whatever.
later
though.
this year.
I think I'm gonna play this with Ari on Switch 2 in our
皆
living
さんこん
room.
にちは。カプコンの中山です。我々がお届けするタイトルはストリートファイター6です。本体を持ち寄っての対戦はもちろん、任天堂スイッチ2だけの新モードもあります。
Okay.
ソフトは通常版の他に総勢26キャラクターを収録したディアーズ1、2ファイターズエディションの2バージョンを、さらにゲームと連動するアミーボとアミーボカードも一緒にスイッチ2の発売日にお届けします。お楽しみに。
Bro, who's out here still buying amiibos?
Initiating Arsenal boot sequence. Weapon safety mechanism confirmed. All operating at normal levels. Testing data link with spine. Normal.
Squeaks.
Commencing launch.
After 2 long wars where our freedom was restricted, we will finally be liberated from humans.
I'm in need of a new arsenal, new equipment, and money. I'm for sale, and you're buying.
Rebels! Thanks for the warm welcome! This planet will be ours.
The Sovereign Axiom, the Trinitas, has almost completed a weapon that was created to destroy all humanity.
Now, can I ask a question? Like, this is a problem I had with Gundam for a long time, but like, if you're making a robot and you're going to give it an arm and fingers and a hand to hold a sword, why not just make the arm a sword? Isn't that going to reduce the mechanical error? Isn't that going to reduce... Or like, why does it hold guns? Wouldn't the arms just be guns? And in the end of the day, why wouldn't you just make it a floating square? You know, efficient and small and compact. Why does it have to look... All these... Why does it have, like, this extra shit that is easily able to get snapped off or broken or... You know, it's like, it's not great. It's not...
Because we're in the middle of a war. Don't you get it?
And also... It's like it was answering me. It's like it was answering me. Don't you get it? We're in a war. And also, on that note, surely there has to be other pilots for these multi-billion-dollar robotic machines than high schoolers, right? Why do we always get the dramatic, romantic involvement high school? Why don't we get an adult, like a grizzled combat pilot?
I won't just stop you. I'll tear you apart!
They seem too emotional for the job.
Bring hope to our lives, don't they?
Hey, this is Joseph Forrest from Hazelight. I'm super excited for Split Fiction to come to Nintendo Switch 2. The game is a story about friendship. You play as Mio, who writes sci-fi, and Zoe, who writes fantasy. Together, they get trapped in their own stories, and it's up to you and a friend to help them break free. Now, let me tell you this, if you like It Takes Two, you're gonna love this one, trust me. And of course, you'll be able to play Split Fiction on the day Switch 2 launches.
At EA Sports, we're bringing fans together across the world, both on the pitch and on the gridiron. We're excited to announce that EA Sports FC will be coming to Nintendo Switch 2. Madden NFL will also...
You know what they should have added? Instead of a C button for chat, a C button for like card pack opening. In fact, get rid of the rest of the buttons and I can just open up Madden or FC Club and spam that button and it just automatically charges my card and then gives me dopamine through the visual of a pack opening on screen.
also be arriving on the Nintendo platform.
I think that would be good. A more efficient
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Hi, I'm Alan Tu from Avalanche Software. We are bringing...
Honestly, we should cut out the middleman on the gaming industry altogether. Everyone should get a Neuralink installed, and if you buy a game, it's just a big button you press that releases dopamine and charges you per press. Like, all this time on art and story and gameplay is a waste of time. We're just doing it for the dopamine. So we should just get a fucking Skinner box that I can press the button and then...
Hogwarts Legacy to Nintendo Switch 2. With enhanced graphics and seamless world transitions, you'll be immersed in the Wizarding world like never before. And the new mouse controls on Switch 2 give you even more ways to experience the adventure. Discover the enhanced magic when Hogwarts Legacy launches on the same day as Switch 2.
Dude, I saw a video on YouTube that had like 8 million views, and it was a guy that I think had hacked or modded Hogwarts Legacy to allow you to use the kill spell Avada Kedavra on children, on everybody. I don't know, it's just him walking around. It's like it's like a school shooter, dude. It's fucking terrible. It's just a person walking around fucking Avada Kedavering every fucking It's wild. It's fucking wild. It has 8 million views. I mean, it's like insanely. But what's wild? It's like not a UK school. It's an American school basically because he's fucking just killing everyone, and then everyone else is just milling around like not bothered, or they're like, oh, watch out. They're like not. They're not like doing anything.
Is that mic supposed to be on?
Whoa! Wait a minute. The Ultimate Flight game for my Nintendo Switch 2? Damn, these games were so fucking fun when I was a kid.
Hello, this is Christian Elverdam from IO Interactive. We are bringing our
Hey,
flagship
yo!
title, Hitman World of Assassination, to Nintendo Switch 2.
Hey, yo!
As the best assassin in the trade, Agent 47 does everything he can to accomplish
Well, the
his
clown's
mission.
a little bit better.
And how each mission progresses will vary depending on the player's imagination. Our ever-expanding game will release on the same day as Switch 2.
Nice.
Plus, we are excited to bring another familiar agent to the platform.
Lil James Bond? Wait a minute, is this first look? I don't think they've shown anything. Switch exclusive, I'll kill myself. Gameplay or no?
James Bond. The world's favorite spy is coming to Nintendo Switch 2, so stay tuned.
That's not really an announcement. Dude, I would love to see some gameplay. I want to know what it's like.
The story of light and shadow that never fades is reborn. Bravely Default returns, remastered in high
Finally.
definition.
I've been clamoring.
Featuring the Brave and Default commands that help you control the flow of turn-based battles. Change and customize jobs to build out your very own
This
party.
is it. This is the one.
Enjoy your adventure with upgraded features and advancements. And all new minigames with unique...
All the gaming frogs asked me to play more games. I'm going to play this game fully, start to finish, 100% completion. Okay? And it's going to take me 5 weeks. And every day I'm just going to play fucking... What is this game called? Bravely Default.
Ways to play. Square Enix presents the classic fantasy RPG, Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster.
I'm going to do it silently, too. I'm playing it silently.
Warrior of Light once more.
セガ龍が如くスタジオ代表の横山です。我々がお送りするタイトルは龍が如くゼロ誓いの場所ディレクターズカットです。1988年東京と大阪2つの歓楽街を舞台に土地を巡る争奪戦が勃発。伝説の始まりを
This might surprise you guys. I don't know if you knew this. I recently found out that the country from this game series, Japan or whatever, it's actually a real place. Like, it's not just a Yakuza thing. It's like a real, like, low-key, you can go there.
追加シーンとともにお楽しみください。
Just like
発売日は
Hyrule.
Nintendo Switch 2の発売と同じ日
I'm not sure on that one, but
今後のシリーズ展開にもぜひご期待ください。
Is it
ソ
like a
フトメーカ
pop-up?
ーさんの
Maybe, yeah.
ご紹介の途中ですが、ここで任天堂にも関係するタイトルをご紹介します。ご覧ください。
When the Zonai, who descended from the heavens, joined hands with the Hylians, who dwelled on the surface, their union led to a great and prosperous kingdom.
They fucked?
But in time, a terrible evil arose. A war was fought to vanquish this
Comma.
evil. One which future generations would call the imprisoning war.
Oh shit.
Perhaps
is this
you
spoilers?
truly have traveled back in time.
So that's Hyrule Castle? Then
Oh.
that must mean this really is the past.
Oh shit. Are they gonna use the same map again? Are they gonna three-peat on the same map? Hyrule Warriors? Yeah, but is it 4-peat? Hyrule Warriors, Age of Imprisonment. Cool.
ご覧いただいたのは光栄テクモさんのゼルダ無双封印戦記です。
Someone said if she can travel back in time, why the fuck are we always saving her? That's a good point. That's a good point.
もちろん、任天堂も開発に協力しています。かつてハイラル王国で起きた封印戦争、その知られざる真実を描いた本作にご期待ください。
ここで任天堂スイッチオンラインについてお知らせです。任天堂スイッチオンラインはスイッチ2でも引き続きご利用いただけます。そして任天堂スイッチオンラインプラス追加パックにスイッチ2専用の加入者特典を新たにご用意しました。こちらをご覧ください。
Is it 120 a year? Oh, GameCube! Yeah! That's one of the best
Nintendo
intros of all
Switch
time.
Online Plus Expansion Pack will be getting a new classic game library exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2. Nintendo GameCube, originally released in 2002. Here are the titles that will be available at launch.
Damn.
A Legend of Zelda game that looks like a cartoon come to life through cell shading. Controlling the wind using a mysterious baton, Link sets sail on an adventure across the Great Sea. The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. Transcending history and the world, a tale of souls and swords eternally retold. In this 3D, weapons-based fighting game, each fighter comes...
People can't still be playing Soul Calibur 2 for the GameCube, right? Is it that good?
Equipped with a different weapon, and Link from the Legend of Zelda series enters the fray. Soul Calibur 2.
That feels like that's been improved upon.
Experience a world of white knuckle racing at speeds over 2,000 kilometers per hour.
Wow, these are all
30
games?
machines.
Dude, I'm such a fucking unk, dude. These are games I would rent from Blockbuster. It's like, feels like a different world. Feels like a different fucking world. I would bike to Blockbuster and rent this game.
Featuring the series first, machine customization and
it's like I look around and the world I grew up in no longer exists. I'm like the old man from Up, and they've built a city around me, dude. It's fucking what? I'm lost.
Mode. Get ready to experience F-Zero GX. In games that support multiplayer, up to 4 can play together locally or online. Enjoy these classic games with clearer image quality and higher resolution than the original releases. You can also check the controls for each title and customize them to your liking.
Shmelee! Give me Melee!
More titles will be added in the future.
Give me Smash Brothers Melee!
Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Classics, the Switch 2 exclusive game library coming to Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pack launches the same day as the hardware's release. And
wait a minute,
a dedicated controller.
Was that Chibi Robo? Oh no, I'm not thinking. I'm thinking of see what I mean? Any unks in here remember a fucking GameCube game where Custom Robo is what it was called? Where it was a fucking JRPG type beat, but you built a custom mech robot that fought. Custom Robot, that game was awesome.
Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Classics, the
That game
Switch
was
2
great.
exclusive game library coming to Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack launches the same day as the hardware's release. And a dedicated controller designed after the original GameCube controller
Custom
will
Robo was
also be
peak, bro.
released. It can connect
Real ones know.
wirelessly and also has a
I remember I was my parents took me on like a family vacation, but it was like multiple, it was like my cousins and it was like a bunch of family, not just my immediate family. And I ignored everyone and I sat in the room and played Custom Robo the whole time. The whole fucking time. Like for a week I just beat Custom Robo. C button!
C button to quickly access game.
Wait, they're making a new GameCube controller? That's fire, because people are running out of the old ones are getting so expensive.
Game chat.
For like Melee.
The Nintendo GameCube controller.
Damn, that's
exclusively
cool.
available
Finally
for
a re-release.
Nintendo
That's
Switch
actually good.
Online members will also be available the same day as Nintendo Switch 2.
当時遊んでいただいた方はもちろんプレイしたことがない方も任天堂ゲームキューブ、任天堂クラシックスをお楽しみに。もちろんご覧のハードのタイトルも任天堂スイッチ2で遊ぶことができます。それでは引き続きソフトメーカーさんのタイトルをご覧ください。
Ah! Scary. Deltarune. New chapters. A heartfelt. You know, the first game I ever streamed was Undertale. And I did a perfect pacifist playthrough. And I was a hero and everyone clapped. Wait, actually? Yeah. Some details might be wrong, but that's true what I said.
Hi, I'm Randy from Gearbox.
Hello, Randy from
Borderlands
Gearbox.
4, our upcoming flagship Borderlands game, will launch on Nintendo Switch 2. Borderlands is back. Loot and shoot your way through a world filled with wild enemies and
Doesn't it kind of feel like Borderlands is done? The Borderlands day has come and gone. You know? The past days in the past on this one.
outrageous weapons.
At least the movie
We're
was
still in
flawless.
development, and it's already the most ambitious Borderlands game we've ever made. Borderlands 4 will launch in 2025.
I got in so many fucking arguments with my brother and friends playing Borderlands 1 and 2. Just like getting actually heated because they took loot that I wanted, or like, you keep running ahead to get the fucking loot, but I'm the one fighting the enemies. You have to fight the enemies with it, and then we can all get the loot.
We'll be sharing a lot of the game in the months ahead, and there's more from 2K on the way.
Hi, I'm Dennis Shirk from Firaxis Games. We're releasing a Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Sid Meier's Civilization 7. In Civ 7, you'll establish an empire and guide your people throughout the ages of history. With the new mouse controls, players can enjoy a more intuitive gameplay experience.
Okay.
Civ 7 launches on the same day as Switch 2. And if you already own the Nintendo Switch version, you can experience mouse controls on Switch 2 by purchasing the upgrade.
Okay.
And we have even more news from 2K.
What's that?
Hi, I'm Lionel Jinks.
And I'm Ben Bishop.
Our final announcement for today is that WWE 2K is coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
Okay.
Plus NBA 2K as well.
We can't wait to see you in the ring.
And on the court.
Dude, I'm low-key afraid to play NBA 2K. I've never played a basketball video game, but now I'm fucking obsessed with basketball, and I wonder if I would end up being like a fucking 2K streamer. What if I fucking love it and I start ripping packs and I start... I'm not gonna fucking play, but what if I do?
Four kids find this old tattered map.
I'm
Off they
so
went armed with
basketball
nothing
player
but
lately.
youthful enthusiasm and a profound lack of preparation. Boom! Terrible at steering a raft. At Let's slay some trees.
What is this? Minecraft ass ripoff?
Nailed it. Hook, line, and sinker. Tastes amazing.
Is this multiplayer Animal Crossing? What is this?
Really have started to master this survival thing. Next stop, the top. Ha! Nicely done. Well, I think that's everything. Let's set sail. This time, for home.
Oh, I was gonna say this game looks boring, but it's for kids.
Hi, I'm Dave Crooks.
I was like,
from
damn,
Dodge
I'm not
Roll.
playing that fucking game, but it's not for me.
Here's the first look at Enter the Gungeon 2.
Holy. I never played Into the
Dodge
Gungeon, but I
countless
heard it's
bullets
good.
and aim for the Gungeon's depths in our
I
roguelike
heard it's
shooter
really
sequel. Now reloaded in a new 3D art style.
Dude.
You can expect some fan favorite
It's actually
elements
a
to
hype
return.
enemy.
We're still
Okay,
working on
that
the
actually
game.
looks pretty
We're
fun.
excited to share more with you in the future.
Kind of monotone, but that looks good. What's this? Astro Near, boy, I love this game. Okay, this game fire. Dude, some of you guys love this game apparently. It's like No Man's Pikmin. Okay. But you guys never played Lego Rock Raiders, and that shows. This game doesn't hold a fucking candle to Lego Rock Raiders. That was a fucking man's game. Rock Raiders! A rock slide has occurred. You know. You fucking know.
Hello, my name is Adam Badowski from CD Projekt Red. We are delighted to bring the immersive world of the dark future to Nintendo players
Cyberpunk
for
on
the first
Switch
time.
2?
Cyberpunk 2077
No
is an
way this shit
open-world
runs.
action-adventure RPG set in Night City.
No
Thanks
way
to Nintendo
this shit
Switch 2,
runs.
you can transport yourself to the city of dreams at home or on the go. Get ready to meet unforgettable characters and discover engaging stories when Cyberpunk 2077
No, I don't
Ultimate
believe
Edition
it.
comes to Nintendo Switch 2 on launch day.
こんにちは、スクエアエニックスの浜口です。任天堂スイッチ2でファイナルファンタジー7リメイクインターグレードを発売いたします。本作はミッドガル脱出までを描いた3部作シリーズの1作目となり、20年以上の時を経て再創作された新しい FF7 を体験いただけます。スイッチ2で展開する FF7 リメイクシリーズにぜひご期待ください。
Snoozer. A lot of fun games. Hitman's cool. James Bond. I'm stoked for that James Bond game. They didn't show anything, but I just trust IOI. Okay, I heard about the announcement. Is that fucking it? Is that all the footage after all this time for Silksong? What a joke. Dude, don't say it if you don't fucking mean it. 2025, we've been here before. We were on this stream in 2022 when they showed it and said coming out this year. And now you have only 2 seconds. I don't know, bro. I don't want to get my hopes up. I don't want to fucking celebrate. However, I do have to say, some people owe me a motherfucking apology. Some people owe me a motherfucking... Bro, I'm not have to even end, bro. I yapped forever. Silksong. Oh, I didn't mention it, but I didn't mention it because I didn't want you guys to spam copium for the entire rest of the presentation. I think Silksong gets an announcement in 25. I said it. I think it gets announced. I think they give us a release date in 25. Nah, for real. Don't you're copium me, but for real. I think they do. I just feel it. I feel like they're there. They're interesting, bro. That's in the prediction stream. No release date. It's a release date in 25, isn't it? It's a release date in 25. Cope harder, lil bro. Copium on copium. You're so funny. Nah, dude, nah. We got the announcement, and I think based on that, it releases this fucking year. But I don't know why. That's the first time they're gonna break their silence with a 2 fucking second. Oh, I'm shocked. I just saw a funny something that was like, hey, it seems like they're kind of rushing it. I hope all the fans know they can take as much time as they need. It's like, shut the fuck up, dude. This shit's been fucking long enough. Get that shit out. Come on. I'm trying to play. Dude, it would be so cosmically... It's not really the same audiences, but it would be so fucking funny if after all this time they release it like the day before GTA 6 and it gets completely forgotten about. Like, after all this fucking hype, it comes out right before GTA 6 and everyone just fucking buys GTA 8. What if it's mid? This is going to sound crazy. This is gonna come back to bite me, this clip. I actually think the chances of it being mid are incredibly low. I'm not saying it's going to be the world's greatest game of all time. I think they have a bar of quality that I think the game will be quite good. There's a difference between like even if it's like, you know, what you might call a Hollow Knight DLC, like the same engine structure and just new stuff. That alone, to me, is a great game. So it's going to be hard for me to not like it. If I got Hollow Knight, but it's, you know, it's 12 new bosses and a new whatever, I'm like, I'm already pogging. So if it's a bunch of new things I don't expect, then I'm going to be over the moon. Yeah, I mean, the only way it could really make me pissed off is if it's like buggy. If it like releases and it's fucking buggy, like glitchy or bad, like. But if it's just, I just think it'd be so hard for me to not like it. But we'll see. What if it's woke? Well, as long as they don't have like a female lead character, right? I haven't watched any news on it, but as long as the character's not female, otherwise I'm gonna fucking lose it. I'm gonna fucking lose it. I will literally have 17, 18, 19 YouTube clips in a row insulting the developers, probably doxing them if I can, and just fucking spamming that, mostly for the money. Rihanna. What is this game? This looks like Little Monsters or what was that? Little Nightmares? What game is this? Never heard of Reanimal? Same devs? Oh, this game looks kind of cool. I like the Little Nightmares a lot. Fortnite! The Switch 2 is saved! Yo, okay, so is this a new Prof Layton exclusive for Switch 2, or is this a remake? This is a new Prof Layton? Oh, this game's gonna fuck. I love Professor Layton. Professor Layton is fucking fun. Ari and I, when we first started dating, we played Professor Layton on the DS and went past the puzzles back and forth and shit. That shit is a core memory for me. I love that fucking game.
ここまでたくさんのタイトルをご紹介してきましたが、次がソフトメーカーさんの最後のタイトルになります。ご覧ください。
I was gonna say they haven't shown like a killer Nintendo game yet, though, huh? You could say Mario Kart World or whatever. And for a lot of people that is, but not really for me. So I would love more. Honestly, I would love Silksong 2 to come out already. It feels like it's been long. Like, I get Silksong and that's here, but like, when's Silksong 2? Silksong 3D? Shaw!
I give you my blood.
Okay.
I give you my life.
Okay.
Turn, O wheel, and transport him to a night.
Okay, dramatic. Okay, a little extra.
To humanity's very dusk.
It ain't that serious, ma'am. See, this would be a great fucking intro to a new 3D Pokemon game. And then like a Zubat flies out and goes and sinks its teeth into a child's neck and blood spurts everywhere. And you look out the window and Arceus is like murdering a field of fucking soldiers. And then people are fucking excited and thrilled because people have grown up with Pokemon. They're grown up now. They're adults. What? What is this? Oh shit, the moon. Okay. Is this Bloodborne ported? I haven't played Bloodborne. I don't know what it looks like. I mean, I know the vague idea. Is this Bloodborne port or new?
Close your eyes and contemplate now.
New IP?
As befits the soon to depart.
I pray that you are able
That's a sick fucking enemy. What a sick enemy. A dinosaur man? I'm gonna shoot a dinosaur man with a gun in a train station?
The moon tears will flow for one, and one alone.
The Duskbloods? Switch exclusive or nah? That's crazy. If that's a Switch exclusive, that's gonna break people's brains. Oh, a rat person. Rat wing thing with an earring. 26. Wow, that's pretty cool. Oh, shit! It really is! Okay, I did not expect that. Whoa, what the fuck? Exclusive FromSoft? Only to Switch 2? Damn, they must have locked down the bag. Imagine it's like an Elden Ring, like reskin. Like they just got the massive bag from Nintendo and then fucking added a vampire skin to an Elden Ring section and then, damn, that's crazy.
ご覧いただいたのは From Software さんが手掛ける完全新作タイトルです。どのようなゲームなのかについてはディレクターの宮崎さんが語るクリエイターズボイスを公開しますのでぜひご覧ください。ソフトメーカーさんのタイトルの紹介は以上です。ご出演いただいた開発者の皆様、また今回の発表に映像をご用意いただいたソフトメーカーの皆様、本当にありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
ご覧いただいた以外にも任天堂スイッチ2に向けて多くのゲーム開発を進めていただいています。今後もたくさんのタイトルをご紹介していきますのでお楽しみに。続いてはこちらの映像をご覧ください。
Smash Bros? Or what? I would have heard if there was Smash Bros. What is this? Oh, Curbster. I thought they already announced this. Damn, figure it out, Kirby. Figure it out. Get that shit to work. He's cruising. Oh, yeah. We're curbing, folks. They're really launching with two, like, kart racing type games? That's their... When do you want to fucking... Sakurai! He's back on Kirby.
任天堂ゲームキューブのカービィのエアライド以来
Kirby Era is a fun game, man. No
完全新
disrespect.
作が登場します。桜井さんが手掛けるカービィのエアライダーにぜひご期待ください。次が最後の映像となります。ご覧ください。
Okay. What am I looking at? What am I looking at? What am I looking at? Ingot Isle. Okay. You know, Mo. DK! Oh, wow. Kind of an updated look. Damn, he wears that tie so well. The way the movement looks fun. Wait, is it? Oh, shit. Environmental destruction? Oh, speedrunners are going to fuck this game up. Yeah, Teardown meets DK? Yeah, looks good. Looks very good, honestly. Also the soundtrack, Flex. Ooh, ah, banana. Ooh. What the hell's the story, though? What is the fucking lore here? Having a breakdown. Dude, what if the game ends and it's Donkey Kong and he wakes up in a therapy chair and it's like him confronting his inner demons the whole time within his whole fucking mind. The whole thing is like him grappling with his own insecurities. The therapist is Dr. Mario. Yeah, that'd be fucking fire. Donkey Kong Bonanza! That's a good title. He's dead, unfortunately.
ご覧いただいたのはドンキーコングの新しい 3D アクションゲームドンキーコングバナンザです。
ドンキーコング
唯一無二のパワーで
バナンザです。
敵も壁も地面も全てを破壊しながら巨大な地下世界を突き進みます。詳細は改めてお伝えしますのでお楽しみに。
Yeah, it looks cool.
ここまでご覧いただき
You're welcome.
ありがとうございます。
改めてになりますが、任天堂スイッチ2の発売日は6月5日です。最後に発売する本体のご紹介です。まずは任天堂スイッチ2の本体です。これに加え、ダウンロード版のマリオカートワールドがセットになった本体も発売します。詳しくはダイレクト終了後に公開する公式ホームページをご覧ください。
駆け足になりましたが、今回お伝えするの
I don't know the price exactly. I'm gonna guess they went with free. I'm gonna guess they went with we want the people of the world to enjoy our games and we're not worried about making money on it. And so they said, we'll be able to get it for free. Yep. All right, cool. That's what I figured.
内容は以上になります。
発売までもうしばらくお待ちいただくことになりますが、任天堂スイッチ2を皆さんにご体験いただけることを今からとても楽しみにしています。
最後までご覧いただき
ありがとうございました。
Outro? Okay! Okay! It seems like the actual price is $450? Roughly? $450 for the console? $80 for Mario Kart World? $70 for Donkey Kong Bonanza? And that's the digital edition. $10 more for physical. When I gotta pee, I'm gonna talk about this. I have a lot to say about the prices. But I gotta pee. Okay. You heard me piss? Wait, really? There's no way. That's too far away. Okay. Nintendo Switch 2 has officially been revealed. And we got a price of $450 for the console, $500 for the Mario Kart bundle. The individual game costs $80 digital, $90 physical. Donkey Kong is $70 digital, $80 physical. Is that correct? Am I getting any of these fucking wrong? Jeff Keighley's saying 80-70. Are you sure it's 90-90? Not bad considering it. Okay, wait. Mario Kart's 80 for both. I see. Wait, okay, 80 physical? That's weird. 80 physical and digital. All right, so anyway, the point is the price of the console has gone up pretty significantly. The price of the games has gone up somewhat. Both of which I think were above people's expectations. And it's extra bad in other countries where if this holds based on the exchange rate, they could be paying fucking really fucking high, right? So because doing the flat same amount could be playing, yeah, I think Canada, they're paying like 120 or 130 Canadian. 120 Canadian. So obviously a lot of stress, especially as we enter in 25 into like a pretty, negative environment for spending, recessionary time. People aren't going to want to spend this fucking much. So I looked into it. I wanted to get an idea of what they should sort of cost. I got this ad from 2005 when games first started costing $60. This is like when Best Buy first started charging $60 for physical Xbox games in 2005, up from $50. And if you do the inflation math on $60 in 2005 to today, these games would have cost $97 at the time. So while I do agree that this is a bit of a sticker shock, inflation is just kind of bad. You know what I'm saying? It's like these prices are annoying and I see why people are mad at them. But for the games, at least, I can see the argument in that games have only gotten more expensive to make and they've gotten comparatively cheaper. So I think people have an expectation. It remains to be seen whether customers will revolt and not buy them at these prices. But my gut tells me they probably will. Now, that being said, it's worth noting, a game like NBA 2K6 in 2005 was like the full game. But nowadays, you paying full AAA price, but the game is like diced up and the game has tons of microtransactions. The game has tons of, so there's definitely an argument to make that you're getting nickel and dimed on top of a larger default purchase price. So that's worth noting. I also want to say, if you do the math on the console, so $450 today, the Switch launched in 2017 at $299. Now, if you do the inflation math on that, that comes out to $387.50. It comes out to, $387. So $299 to $387. And they're charging $450. So this main console price is well above inflation. And I want to dive into that. I wanted to understand why they chose to price this so far above inflation. Well, it turns out that Nintendo, much like Sony, has become increasingly afraid of getting tariffed. They've been increasingly afraid of global trade wars. So one thing they did was that they started moving all their production out of China into Vietnam, expecting that US would tariff China. Well, it turns out today, Liberation Day being what it is, there were a bunch of surprise tariffs, including 46% tariff on Vietnam. So Nintendo's multi-month plan, actually multi-year plan, to try and avoid tariffs by getting into Vietnam has actually screwed themselves. Well, I mean, they've been screwed by Trump, to be honest. They didn't screw themselves. There's no way to know because these tariffs are arbitrarily and randomly assigned and they come out of fucking nowhere. But through bad luck, this is a real fucking problem for Nintendo Switch. So one thing that I've understood from reading more about this is that very likely Nintendo overpriced this console because they expect tariff costs to rise and they don't want to raise the price of the console. They've essentially, like, what they're saying is if they price it the way they kind of would want to, like if they priced it at, you know, let's say $380, and then the tariff shockingly comes through, which is happening, then they would be losing money on the console or whatever, and they have to raise the price. And if they raise the price, people get extra pissed. So they're kind of starting high and pricing in a tariff, and then can obviously lower it were the tariff to disappear. That's what I think is happening. It also is just could be general corporate greed. Because again, Nintendo knows there is insane demand for this thing. Insane demand for this thing. So by starting high, they could just pretty much keep it high until it stops selling like fucking crazy, which could be forever or could be a long time. I think it's a bit of column A, a bit of column B, but I want to point out, I mean, this article is not even recent. I've been watching this for a while. Nintendo has been trying to get ahead of the trade war. They have been seriously concerned about tariffs and trying to get around it. So I think tariffs are baked into this price, at least somewhat, but I also think that like Nintendo understands, and it's worth noting. Now, I mentioned that we possibly are entering a recessionary environment. Certainly consumer spending is slowing down, and certainly people are feeling more of a squeeze in their wallets. However, all the data shows that in recessions, Nintendo shit goes to the moon. People buy this shit more than ever. People buy distraction shit more than they ever would. The Wii fucking sold like hotcakes in 2009. So I think they're not worried about like having to price it low because people don't have it like that. People will just put this shit on Klarna. People are going to put this shit on Afterpay or credit card, or they're just going to fucking buy this shit. So I would expect Nintendo to be half using their market position and they know they have a ton of demand to keep the price high because they think people will pay it. And honestly, I think they're right. I think people will pay it, assuming the games are good enough. And then half of it is them trying desperately to get ahead of tariffs they can't predict. They'd rather start high and go down than go down and try to raise it up. But speaking of tariffs, well, should I do a separate thing for this? Should I do a separate thing for this? I mean, we need to talk about Liberation Day. We need to talk about fucking Liberation Day. So, anyway, we talk about Nintendo anymore? Any more Nintendo things we got to talk about? I want to talk about Liberation Day. There's a lot more than just the Nintendo Switch to talk about. Happy Liberation Day, by the way. Happy Liberation Day. I mean, Silksong, fucking awesome. Tariffs fucked my stupid little Chungus life. Silksong, awesome. It looks fucking expensive. One of the main takeaways people also have to say is like, there's been this who will blink first thing in the game industry to see who will be the person who finally raises the price. Like, who's the person that finally did that extra $10 or $20 on a game? And everyone thought it would be GTA 6, but like, it looks like it's Nintendo, and that might give GTA 6 cloud cover to raise it even more. Like, if GTA 6 is $100 now, that wouldn't fucking shock me. Because now it's been done. I think most, like, if you're an average developer, you can't do it. You can't raise the average price. People will fucking avoid your specific game. Only someone as big as a Nintendo or a Sony or a Rockstar could, like, try to set the new boundary for what a game should cost in consumers' minds. And it looks like Nintendo's going for it. We'll see if people fucking pay that shit, but with inflation, it sort of makes sense. If you'd like to keep the prices low, tell your central bankers to stop printing money. Wait, what is this? I don't think it's confirmed. If they charge a real price for a real game, I'm fine with it. But you know they're going to pack microtransactions and all that. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a totally fair point. Is that the way games monetize has changed so dramatically, and it's not like people are going to go back. You know, it's not like, oh, you're paying more for the game. Well, then I'll take away the microtransactions. It's like, no, we're going to keep all that in, but charge you more for the game. It's fucked. You know, that's the fucked up part. Is like just people are getting milked more, and not in a cool way. For video games. That's the experience we gamers want. Yeah. Tariffs shouldn't make digital games more expensive. First of all, like I'm saying, the digital game price, people don't like to hear this, but the digital game price, as I said, is not wild. It's not out of whack with what they sort of would be charging. Again, this is what $60 in 2005 is. This is just inflation. You know, the price of everything has gone up. It's not, I mean, it's not, people don't want to hear it, but it's not crazy for the digital game to be, especially as games have cost more to make. But I do think that the console price is above inflation. And I do think that the physical price having an extra $10 tacked on also feels a little, it feels off. That certainly is not, yeah, I think those are the areas I feel most uncomfortable with. Physical isn't even a real game. I mean, yeah, if you're also, by the way, if you're going to like buy a physical copy and you open it up and it's like a download code to buy it online, you know, it's like, why does that cost more? That doesn't make any fucking sense. Yeah, again, the whole thing seems a little off on that. But I you know, I think there is a point to be made from game devs who are finding that every year that $60 that they were standard being paid is worth less, but they're not spending less on making the games. Anyway, I want to talk about Liberation Day because we're so liberated. But I don't know if there's anything else you want to say about Nintendo. Let's go Liberation. Yes, fucking Liberation Day, baby. Indigo Civilian. Thank you for the 9 months. Chongus Khan. If Nintendo's expecting tariffs, the wooden MSRP of foreign origin mean expensive console tariff countries when they start lowering the tariff prices managed for the. No, it's not how it works. They pay the tariff when it arrives, and then you would pass on the price to your consumers. You would increase the price. They don't want to do that, so they're just keeping the price high. Okay, wait 1 second. Let's do the Liberation Day. Government is actually speedrunning how fast they can get me to give up. I'm not going to say the rest, dude. That's dark. Does this mean you're going to buy a mall for all your chatters? Yeah, what I'm thinking of doing is, I am going to ask my friends at Nintendo to give all Atrioc chatters a free Switch 2 because they are smarter and better than other people. So believe me, I'm on that. I'm asking. I got the word out. You guys deserve it. Hey, MVLKMVN, thank you for the gifties. Appreciate that. Okay, let's talk about Liberation Day. April 2nd, we're here. Liberation Day, baby. Holy fuck. Now, you guys, some of you may be confused. You may be wondering what the hell's going on. I thought that Donald Trump told me that Liberation Day was
November 5th, 2024.
November 5th, 2024. I thought he told me that Liberation Day was
November 5th, 2024 will be Liberation Day in America.
That's what I thought. I thought that was Liberation Day. But then I was like, oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. He changed it. It was.
For American citizens, January 20th, 2025 is Liberation Day.
I thought it was January 20th, 2025. That was Liberation Day. I thought I was already liberated. But then it turns out
we have Liberation Day, as you know, on April 2nd.
Turns out today is Liberation Day. Oh, now we're finally being fucking liberated. Okay. And if you don't know what Liberation Day is essentially the day when a huge roster of tariffs is surprise announced to the world. That is supposed to free American citizens from, and I want to get the quote right here. Give me 1 second to get this quote. Sorry, this is a very important quote, and I would hate to get it wrong. What to expect on Liberation Day? Let's just make sure I got it. Sorry. It's just, you're not going to believe me if I don't have it on screen. Because you're going to think I made it up. You're going to think that I made it up. This could be it. No, dude. Okay, it's got some harsh words in it, and I have to buy the second. Liberate us from the savings. Okay, wait. There it is. Okay, I found it. I'm sorry. It took me a second. Okay, here it is. Here is the direct quote. Sorry, we're caught up. It's Liberation Day, April 2nd. For decades, our country has been looted, pillaged, and raped by nations near and far, friend and foe alike. That is a direct quote. And so now we need to add tariffs. Surprise, reciprocal tariffs on top of tariffs we already have to all these different countries. And I want to sort of give you a sense of what happened here. Donald Trump rolled out with this chart this chart that had tons and tons and tons of countries on it, and the amounts they quote unquote charge us. Now, it was later discovered this is a very simple formula. It's not actually tariffs they have on us. It's like the trade deficit of our country divided by 2. It's like some formula of like, if we buy more of their stuff. By the way, I want you to imagine, you know, if I go to a bookstore and buy a book, I now have a trade deficit with that store. Okay? Because I got a good and they got money. So if we're buying something from another country, yes, we have a trade deficit with them. If they're not buying enough of our stuff, but that doesn't mean they have a tariff on us. Okay? And literally, I have seen examples of them say, like, Japan has tariffs on our cars. And if you look into it, they absolutely don't. Japan just doesn't buy our cars because they prefer their cars. But our cars can sell there at market price. It's not true. So these numbers are really not true. I mean, this is not a correct assumption of saying like they have the tariffs the way we're charging tariffs. So we've responded with these reciprocal tariffs to try and bring down these trade deficits, which implies that everything these countries make will now be made in America, including, I want to point out, can I just go down this list? Sorry, let me pull up the list of reciprocal tariffs. Can I? Yeah, here it is. Okay. Including, and this is really important. I mean, we got tariffs on countries like, wait, I'm sorry, dude, fucking, dude, I'm looking through the whole fucking list, and it's such a long list, but I want this one specifically. Where is the Falkland Islands? Falkland Islands. I know it's on here. It made me. Here it is. Okay. Sorry. We have tariffs on countries like the Falkland Islands. A 41% tariff on the Falkland Islands. Now, if you want to know, it's not even a country, actually. It's like a territory of the UK. Now, a 41%. You guys might not know this. The Falkland Islands can be seen in this photo. That's the whole thing. There is an entire population of this place of 3,000. We are adding it. We're being ripped off. The average American farmer, the regular working man, is being fucking ripped off. We're being raped and pillaged by the Falkland Island 3,000 people. Because we buy more of their stuff than they buy of us. So we've added a 41% tariff on them, I guess, to cripple the economy of, what is the fucking point of this? They've been taking advantage of us for too long. Now there's a 42% tariff. Again, I have spoken over and over and over again about how there's many, many reasons to see these overly protectionist measures like tariffs as bad economic policy. I've talked about how they raise costs for consumers, how they make your own industry less competitive, to be honest, because they have nothing to compete with, because our EV makers don't have to compete on the level of China because we can just block them out, things like that. However, I can understand people can have a different view of mine and want to perhaps have a coordinated tariff to bring certain industries to America. I can see that. However, when it's applied to every fucking country in the world, ad hoc, out of the blue on Liberation Day at once, what you do is you make your business partners scared, you make your allies scared, you make people not want to work with you, and you end up pushing people into the arms of other, more stable countries. As you may have noticed the headline, Japan, China, and South Korea are jointly responding to U.S. tariffs. If you can get Japan and China and South Korea to agree on something, you've done something fucking wrong. These countries hate each other. They're always feuding. They have deep cultural rifts and divides. It's shocking to me that this economic warfare has forced Japan and South Korea into fucking China's arms. It's truly isolating the country. And the thought that we could make all the things these countries make in America is insane. Now, there's multiple reasons to think this is kind of foolish. And I want to try and steel man the argument. And we talked about this today on Lemonade Stand. So if you watch the episode tomorrow, we really went into it and tried to kind of steel man it and like really break down why. At least I personally think it doesn't work either way. But understand this, okay? Wait, I need paint. I need paint. Understand this. If you are going to do tariffs, and I don't think you should, but if you're going to do them, doing them in a chaotic way where they're up one day, down the next, oh, there's a deal, I get rid of it, oh, there's not, makes it so nobody can possibly rely on them existing to invest to build a new factory. So if this is America, USA, and this is a different country, okay, let's say, I don't fucking know, the Falkland Islands. Okay, Falkland Islands. And they make, I don't even know what they fucking make. What is the biggest export of Falkland Islands? Falkland Islands exports. Fish fillet. Fish fillet and squid. Okay? Fish fillet and squid. So, let's say, for example, we really want to get that squid industry back into America. We're sick of them fucking ripping us off on this, killing our USA squid farmers. Okay? So we put up with tariffs so their squid can't profitably sell in America. They have to raise the prices too much. If you are a squid farming corporation and you're like, okay, well, fuck, these tariffs are hurting us. I guess I got to build in America. What I'm going to do is I'm going to borrow millions of dollars or take money I've saved and invest in building squid production facilities in America. It's an extremely risky gamble, but I'm going to move all my shit over here and build it in America. If you do that, and then a few years later, let's say at best 4, assuming he doesn't do a third term, at best 4, and the tariff goes away, and all of a sudden you are now non-competitive with the Falkland Islands again, then you've wasted all of this money. Now imagine the same thing for every country. They're not going to spend the millions of dollars to try and go build in America because they don't know if the tariff's going to be at the same level tomorrow. It's so ad hoc, it's so wild, it's so swingy. They can't even plan for it. So what they do instead is they just cut you out of the picture and start doing their best to trade elsewhere. And everyone else gets great deals on squid or shirts or toasters or whatever fucking manufactured products are made worldwide. And you get screwed. All your customers pay more. And nobody actually wants to invest there because it's too risky. That is the actual way it's playing out right now. And I want to point that out. Like, for example, speaking of Japan and China not getting along, speaking of these countries not getting along, recently, Japan finally dumped the rest of the Fukushima wastewater back into the ocean after it had been not even chemically, it had been treated like 10,000 times. By all measures, it was independently verified by many, the water was clean. Okay, it's clean. You can put it back. Either way, it became this kind of like anti-Japanese sentiment in China. It became this story that Japan was dirty and they were poisoning the water and that all Japanese fish were radioactive and would kill you. Okay? So China banned all Japanese seafood. Okay, well, what happened in response was that Japan just started boosting seafood exports to new markets. Everyone else got better deals on Japanese seafood. It's not that the industry was destroyed. They still have great seafood. So China just got screwed. China just had more expensive seafood. That's it. The only end result was that China had more expensive seafood and people around got better deals on Japanese. That is what we're doing with every single good made in every single other country at the same time. It's astronomically dumb. I don't, and I made this point in the podcast today, but I want to say it again. Like I understand there is a polarization in America. There's a political divide. There's social issues that divide people, whether things are woke or not woke or whatever. It is not woke to think this is fucking stupid. Okay. I follow so many finance people. I read so many people who are like 70-year-old white guys who voted Republican. They voted for Trump. They all fucking hate. This is all stupid. This is stupid, dude. This is not gonna. This is gonna make shit really expensive and backfire. And the minuscule fuel jobs we create from some people onshoring are not going to counterbalance the lost trade partners and the loss of competitiveness that's going to come from this. And the stock market is responding appropriately. So today, stocks were up until the midday when he walked out with this poster, and the stock market immediately dropped $2 trillion. It dropped $2 trillion, like one of the largest intraday drops. Like as this poster hit the cameras, we fucking started tanking. Yeah, American stocks are on track for the worst quarter in 23 years. And this, by the way, is before today. This is before today. Okay? Again, the last time stocks were doing this bad was after the WorldCom and Enron scandals. That was the last quarter things were this bad. So, I'm just trying to make my point as coherently as I can that this is a bet the economy situation on a theory that truly doesn't make sense. Tariffs have been thoroughly tried and debunked historically. And the last major time, again, the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act was in the 30s, in the middle or the beginning of the Great Depression. And what it did was it extended and amplified and worsened the Great Depression. And it's worth noting, yet again, that the guy Trump talks about as the great Mr. Tariff, President McKinley, tried tariffs and they only lasted 4 years because they were so unpopular, they were repealed. So if you're any of these countries, you're going to think probably the same thing will happen. I'm not going to make plans for this to be around for 10, 20 years because it's definitely going to get repealed. So they're not going to actually go invest and try to build You know what I'm saying? One thing I will say, though, I got to give credit where credit's due. Let's go, Donnie T. Taiwan as a separate country marker than China. Hey, that's based. Whoa! Stand up to Xi Jinping, my king. Let's fucking go. You're giving them their own separate 32% tariff. That's good. Because Taiwan is a long-standing U.S. ally that makes all of our microchips. Let's give them 32%. And then China, our geopolitical rival, let's give them 34%. That's good. That extra 2% shows that we're friends. That 2% discount. And I want to say, so you can't make everything in your own country. You just can't. I mean, listen, China's trying. China's making a lot in their country. I understand that. But even they are trying desperately to move up the value chain, to stop making the bottom end stuff like toasters or t-shirts and make the high end stuff like electric vehicles and microchips and planes and things like that. Right now, America has high end industry. We make like Boeing jet. Boeing's probably a bad example, but we're trying to make microchips and we're trying to make high end stuff. You have to assume that you're not going to be able to make everything at cost in one country. And the results bear this out, okay? The countries that have the highest average tariff rates are like Argentina, India, Brazil. You know, these are too high, okay? France, Germany, Italy, Australia, US, Japan generally had the lowest ones. As you move down this, I think down here below this is like Bangladesh. It's like, you don't want to be the Bangladesh of the economy. You would prefer to be the high-end, high-producing one. So, my main takeaway is that I just think this is going to backfire so hard. And I don't know if anyone's ready for that. Certainly not Republicans running for office. So the polls, I mean, we saw what happened with the Wisconsin election the other day, where the method that worked before didn't work this time. And Elon Musk's money and Twitter presence actually seemed to hurt rather than help. But it seems like Americans are starting to sour on this economy. Again, the reason Trump was elected was overwhelmingly on inflation and prices, then jobs in the economy. Okay? Those were the things people cared about the most, and they seem to be focused on the least. They seem to be focused on the least. This is the thing that's been like made worse. So people will sour. Again, here's a poll. People in January, 42% thought they'd be better off under Trump's policies. They expected to be better off. Better off or maybe the same. That was the majority. Now, 42% say worse off. Opinions are changing. There's other stuff that goes into a vote, but on the economy, people are souring quickly. And we're still in the first 100 days, which is usually like a honeymoon period. As we get out of that, people are going to sour more and more unless they can find a way to turn this around. So I just want to say, this is a sincere message to fucking Howard Lutnick, Scott Bassett, Donald Trump. Like, this is not, this is not working. This is not going to work. And we have to fucking change course quickly. We got to figure out a better plan. I want to say, yet again, I understand if you see China as a geostrategic rival, if you want high-end industry like solar panels or EVs or microchips to be made more in America and less in your geostrategic rival, fine. Then what you would do is you would work with all of your allies to try and build a coordinated tariff plan where you do free trade with them, but try to like put pressure on your opponent. That at least makes sense. That at least has a plan. You cannot make everyone in the world your enemy at the same time and expect that to go well. It just won't work. It just won't work. And I don't know how to be less blunt about it. But I will say it is pretty Sigma to be a lone wolf. And that's my update on Liberation Day. I don't feel very liberated. But I guess we'll see. Maybe there's another one coming up. Hey, Big A, Howard here. Big fan. Thanks for the feedback. I'll pass it along to Donnie T. Thank you. I appreciate that. I actually fucking appreciate that. That's actually big. That being said, the one good thing about Liberation Day is that it keeps me abso-fucking-lutely dominating this stock competition. Because I pick shit like gold. This shit is fucking tariff proof. Okay? I'm still fucking up, dude. I'm cooking this thing. 9.64 up. We are big. Stans? Dude, I can't believe Stans is doing worse than Trump coin. That's Ludwig's down 71% on Trump coin. It's by far the worst stock anyone picked. And Stans is just more consistently losing. Yeah, Reddit's tough. Well, TSMC makes sense. That's down. Anyway, interesting stuff. Google getting fucked? That's the thing, bro. The thing is, like, as this graph might show, like, this is before the tariffs. This is just like the stock market this quarter. People are rotating out of American stocks into other world stocks. They're rotating into Europe. They're rotating into Asian stocks. They're just rotating out because it's been so overvalued. So I don't think Google's tanked her. Google's not like down on profit. Google's still doing well, but it was just so overvalued. It was just so valued that it's like starting to come down because people are rotating out of the Mag 7. They're just getting a little bit spooked, and it's just the beginning of that. Do you think tariffs are Trump's idea or someone else's? I am confident, I'll say as close to confident as I can be, that they're Trump's. He is the one who continually keeps pushing for him. In fact, there's an incredible quote today. I hope I can find it for you. I would love to show you this. So I don't have all my quotes here today. I'm sorry. I had to do the podcast. Here it is. Okay, here it is. Listen to this. Listen to this. Listen to this.
You have to trust the president's instincts on the economy, okay? And why? This isn't blind faith. Remember what he accomplished in the first administration. Before COVID, we had the greatest economy in the history of the world, not the U.S., the whole world. Every demographic was doing better because we cut taxes, we cut regulations, and we made a better economic environment for everybody to succeed. And he is going about that same plan to bring...
Okay, there's two things wrong with that. First of all, 2016 to 2020 was not the greatest economy in the history of the world. Not even close. Fine. It's fine. Actually, no. Actually, post-2008, all of our economy has been pretty sham. It's been pretty fucking shaky ground. The middle class has been evaporating, not just under Trump, but post-2008, it's been largely inflated by government money printing. I'm just going to say that. So it's not the biggest economy of all time. Secondly, he said we have to do the same thing, but they're not doing the same thing. What Trump did in term one was largely inherit an economy, do basically nothing but one big tax cut, and then spend a lot of time infighting. There wasn't much major economic policy passed or demanded or done during Trump 1. He was spending more time on other things. The major thing was a big tax cut. During Trump 2, he's doing he's messing around with a lot of the levers. He's fucking with a lot of levers, a lot of trade partners, and adding big, expansive tariffs. Again, in Trump 1, we had, 15% tariffs on China, 10% tariffs on China. That was it. Now we have 20 to 40 on the world, on every ally and enemy we have. It's wild. By the way, last thing I got to say, I don't know if I mentioned this. Maybe, Adish, if you're editing this, you can cut back. It's worth saying, it needs to be understood, that when I show you this chart of reciprocal tariffs, these are tariffs on top of any current tariffs. So the new China blended tariff is like 54%. It's like these are on top. These are getting absurd. This is 20% on the EU on top of anything we already have on the EU. This is, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're adding on top of current tariffs. So they're getting really high. And this is dangerous. This is just dangerous, man. I think this is going to backfire for, again, I've already believed that we are on extremely shaky ground economically before Trump even came into office. Like we were just steadily heading towards, I would say, a recessionary environment. This is like seeing that and then pouring kerosene, seeing that smoldering flame and just fucking, this is going to just kick it into high fucking gear, man. And I can't see an upside. Even for him, I can't see an upside for anyone. Except for maybe China. Who gets to be the adult in the room to other trade partners. I think oh, but okay, sorry. Last part. One last thing I gotta say. All of this is, even both sides will agree. Even Trump's team would agree. In the short term, bad for consumers. Okay, because prices will go up. All this stuff will mean prices will go up. Because obviously the factories for anything these guys build are not existing in America. I don't think they will move it over there, but that's their long-term goal. In the short term, everybody agrees prices will go up. Okay? So, that's bad on its own. But what's worse is when these countries have their own thoughts and feelings about being tariffed and respond with their own reciprocal tariffs, which is what happened in the 30s. when you get what's called a trade war, when you get tariffs back and forth, and they start tariffing our exports, which starts hurting our farmers or our, for example, this is not theoretical, this is happening. So right now, today, just instantly, they had it ready to go. No, I'm sorry, this is figuring out. This is the earlier ones. This is from the earlier ones, but there's another one today. Let me get I pulled the wrong article up. There's reciprocal tariffs already being announced. They're already firing back. They're already, again, that's what I mentioned. Japan, China, and Korea are already teaming up to do coordinated reciprocal tariffs. So that's going to make stuff we export less competitive. Like, it's going to hurt our own businesses that are in America. And it's with every other country in the world. It's just, I think, very blunderous. And I can't see the gains. I don't see what's there to gain, but I'll keep an eye on it. What's up with Tesla being so volatile? I believe Tesla had a little bit pop today because there was a leaked report that Elon Musk would be leaving Doge. He denied it. There was a leak from within the White House that Elon Musk's role was under sorry, that's not Marketing Monday. Was under pressure. And I think the leak said, I think this is fact. I'm not even sure this is a leak. I thought Trump actually said, my understanding is that Trump said that Elon Musk has done such a great job and he's taught everybody how to do these cuts, how to keep things more efficient. And now he's going to be able to go back to his job and then the deputies can sort of take it from there. That was the idea. That was the leak, is that he said that, which is basically a nice way of saying he's got to get out. And I think part of it could be because he has now become, instead of a political asset, a political liability, or at least possibly a political liability, because he threw his whole playbook of money and social media and spotlight on this Wisconsin race and lost handily. And there's pretty strong evidence that he actually hurt. He hurt his cause. So, if you're Trump, if he's doing that and he's hurting you politically, at the same time as he's going on social media, possibly ketamine induced, and saying Social Security is a Ponzi scheme, we have to get rid of it. Social Security is like the one rail in America you can't touch. It's the strongest voting base of all time. If you say Social Security is going to get a dollar of cuts, everybody will vote against you. And so it's hurting a lot of down ballot Republicans. And I think they're trying to subtly and then maybe not so subtly edge him out, push him out. I can see in places that aren't even political that the people are riled up about Elon Musk. Last night was a wake-up call. Elon was in every ad. I think Elon was in the ads more than Trump was. Every county in Wisconsin swung left. That's crazy. Every fucking county. And he spent a lot of money here. So you have to understand that I think he might, and at the same time, he has an incentive to get the fuck out of Doge because his companies are starting to tank. It's Tesla's value is doing poorly. It had a 5% bump today, but understand again that if you're $100 stock and you lose 90% and then gain 90%, you're at 19. You're not back to even. You're way fucking down. Do you understand? Yeah, you have to. Losing is much more expensive than winning when it comes to stock percentages. So, wait, Tesla's down 9% after hours? Is that true? Tesla stock. It is? Wow. Damn, that's a fucking plummet. Anyway, what I would tell you is that the trend on Tesla has just been bad. The trend on Tesla year to date is bad, right? It's not looking good. There's a bump here and there, but like the deliveries numbers was down. And I think he is going to feel or be told or be pressured to stop working on Doge and try to fucking get back to fixing Tesla, which I'm not sure he's going to be able to do because it's a real serious amount of brand damage. But yeah, that's where we find ourselves, man. I think this is pretty crazy. There's a rumor going around that ChatGPT created the tariff plan. We already know what the tariff plan formula is. It's been figured out. It's this. It's not ChatGPT. I mean, maybe they got it. I don't think so. It's just this. They take the U.S. trade deficit divided by the U.S. imports from that country. And they call it tariff charge to the USA. But that's not what it is. It just means we're buying more from them than they are from us. It does not mean tariff. I'm seeing talk of people saying this sparks a Great Depression. There's absolutely no way to know for two reasons. Number one, we don't know if these tariffs will exist tomorrow because the tariff policy has been so haphazard and foolish and impossible to comprehend that you can't make any predictions. It's been so scatterbrained. There's no one can set their watch by it. No one can plan by it. Nobody can do business by it. So that's problem one. Problem two is nobody can know whether a recession will become a depression. No, you can't predict that. But I think what people are feeling is that the last time we did major tariffs like this, by the way, this is a higher tariff rate than we had in Smoot-Hawley in 1934. The last time we did that in 1934, we were in the beginnings of what became the Great Depression, and we made it way fucking worse and deeper and more horrendous. So there's a fear that if we were already in a recessionary environment, this will only make it dramatically worse. And it remains to be seen, whether the leader is stubborn enough to keep trying to push this down mid if the results are really bad. If people start feeling immediate inflationary pressures or job losses, or, that's the... Yellow is the tariffs they're imposing on others. Blue and white are what they're calling tariffs imposed on us, but they're not. What they are is our trade deficit divided by our imports from that country. So, again, South Korea is not putting 50% tariffs on America. That's not what they're doing. We just buy more from South Korea than they buy from us. In the same way that if I buy a book from a bookstore, I have a trade deficit with that bookstore. Okay? Because I buy more from them than they buy from me. Are there really no winners from this in the short term? I will seriously attempt to steel man it, and I'm not being facetious here. I don't think so. Outside of geopolitically, I'd say like China or countries that benefit from people trying to export elsewhere than America. I think China comes off to a lot of trading partners as the stable, reliable elephant in the room, which is funny because, again, China controls so much of the world's manufacturing that if you flash back even a few months ago, before this whole tariff discussion from Trump, it was generally agreed upon by most countries in the world, including like India all of Europe, the Philippines, like many countries, they were like getting kind of pissed off with China. They want to like try to stop China from eating all their manufacturing jobs. Pretty much everybody kind of would have teamed up. In fact, I think I have a great graph on it. If you'll give me 1 second, I think it'll be an extremely helpful graph, but I didn't save it. It's not part of my notes, so you might have to give me a sec to find it. But I think it really illustrates what I'm trying to talk about. So just give me a, give me 1 second. I know I have it. I know I can find it at least. Maybe I can use history. Give me just, yeah, I mean, talk amongst yourselves. Of reading Liberation Day. This is it. I found it. I didn't even take that long. Wow, look at me. Okay, look. China's been going on a bit of an export boom in the mid 2020s. This is the number of trade probes against China. This is countries like saying, hey, we're annoyed with China's dumping products on our market. It has spiked in 24. It went from, average of 60 to 80 to 142 trade probes. This is a country like India, US, EU, Brazil, Australia, Turkey are all united in being like kind of pissed off, kind of trying to find a way to claw back some of the manufacturing from China. But in 25, I mean, the year's not over, so this number will get higher, but it's low because people can't focus on this when they're worried about America. So we are like blowing a generational opportunity to try and unite allies, kind of like in a trade agreement against our biggest rival, and instead pushing them into their arms. And I understand that there's some people who like, they don't like fucking DEI in video games or whatever, and we're not going to agree on that ever. But I think we should be able to handshake and agree that this fucking sucks. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not opposed to a politician being in power who has different views than me on something. What I'm opposed to is like shooting my country in the foot, just literally, and like making my place I live poorer and weaker and have fewer friends. That's what I'm really opposed to. That's what I want to get that message across to everybody, regardless of political opinion on other things that we're not going to agree on. That's not really important to me. That's not my job as a fucking streamer to tell you how to believe on those things. I just want to point out that like the only people that support this always do it through the message of blind faith. They do it through the message of like, well, we got to trust him. He knows what he's doing. It's 5D chess. As if Donald Trump is the one man who's figured out the secret economic policy that's going to fucking save this country. It's insane. He's trying to devalue the dollar. No, he's spoken very clearly that what they're trying to do is make it so if the dollar is devalued and imports are expensive, that everybody will have to make their factories and their jobs and their toasters and their t-shirts and their squid factories and whatever in America. Every of these countries have to make all their shit to go and start making it in America. The problem is they won't do that. Number one, because they don't expect the tariffs to last. We have a country that switches political power every 4 years, whatever. It's not a popular decision. Tariffs are unpopular. They're going to go away. And then number two, because they'd rather just export somewhere else. They would rather just find someone else to export to. So the main argument for it doesn't hold up to mustard. Yeah. So it just doesn't work. Mustard! This Ferris Bueller clip feels topical. This is the Smoot Hawley one. Anyone?
In 1930, the Republican-controlled House of Representatives, in an effort to alleviate the effects of the, anyone? The Great Depression, passed the, anyone? The tariff bill, the Hawley-Smoot Tariff Act, which, anyone raised or lowered? Raised tariffs in an effort to collect more revenue for the federal government. Did it work? Anyone? Anyone know the effects? It did not work, and the United States sank deeper into the Great Depression.
This is my fucking stream, bro. This is my fucking stream. This is what I feel like I'm doing sometimes. It's less people thinking Donald Trump is a genius and more of Donald Trump and his team manipulating information and data and saying things, so it sounds like everyone's against America and his policies to fix all of it. Yeah, I mean, that's part of it, but I'm just trying to combat that misinformation. The idea that, like, if I buy aluminum or something or timber from Canada and then I use it to build something in America and sell it, that I have been pillaged and raped on that transaction by Canada. It's like, no, they just have timber. They just have timber. And I buy it from them and then I do something high value with it. It's just an insane thing to say that all trade deficits are somehow being taken advantage of. Realistically, we've sort of been taking advantage of them because we have the exorbitant privilege of the dollar. So we print money out of nothing and we buy physical goods from all these countries. They are getting our printed money and we're getting oil and timber and manufactured goods and boats and squid. And now there is problems to that and it's not a long-term perfect solution, but it's tough to say that we've been getting taken advantage of. We've printed it. I mean, it comes out of thin air. Why are we so focused on squid tonight? Because that's the export of the Falkland Islands that has 3,000 people that we felt the need to tariff. We slapped a 42% tariff, higher than we've had on China on the Falkland Islands, and all they do is sell us squid. It's like, are we really trying to get all the squid jobs back to America? It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, I'm turning into Jerry Seinfeld or something. It doesn't make any sense. The squid. Whatever. I made my point on this. Dude. I've said what I can say about tariffs, but I don't even want to talk about tariffs too much. But I will if there's more news. But I've said what I can say. If you still think it's a great fucking idea, then we'll have to wait and see. I can't convince you with words. As always seems to be the case. You can't seem to convince people. People have to fucking see. They have to fucking touch the stove. I don't know how to, From a long-term perspective, you think it would be beneficial for the Treasury to induce a tariff but try and keep from being an all-out crash because recession is inevitable? I'm not really sure what your question is. Are you saying you're trying to start a recession on purpose so it won't become a... But the tariff makes it worse, you understand. There's no... I'm not understanding your question. I'm sorry. My family was a squid fisherman before the Falklanders raped us. Okay, let's stop saying. I don't want to keep saying it. I mean, it's not like a bad word or anything, but it just feels too graphic. I've said it because they quoted it. That was Donald Trump's direct quote, was that we were being raped by other countries. And it's like, we're just buying stuff from them. This is a crass word. This is fine. I mean, I'm not against it, but I just don't think we say it every time. Because Russia may have an anyway, tariffs are going to make recession worse. Yeah, exactly. I think he's trying to start the recession now so he can fix it by the end of his term and gain strength. Listen, man, I think if you want to play God with an unpredictable and impossible to understand global economy, then feel free. If you have 900 D chess and you think you can create a recession early to get, sure, but I think that just seems. I think he has the impression it will actually do well. And I think more immediately. And I don't think he's fully prepared for how unpopular it's going to be, is what I'll say. I don't think it's fully baked in how much people, number one priority was get fucking prices down, bring jobs, like get more jobs, housing down, price down, groceries down, better economy. And so I think this has been my thesis for a long time, but I think it's really playing out that like his support is deeply undermined if the economy is not seeing improvement. If in fact it's getting worse, because people expected him to be the economy guy. They remembered 2016 and said, oh, he's going to bring us back to that. If he's actually throwing us away from it, if the stock market's crashing, their 401k is going down, jobs are drying up, prices are rising, they're not going to. I think some people in my chat have argued that they will always be loyal, and maybe some will, but I strongly believe they won't. America has a long history of flip-flopping. Actually, many countries are doing it right now as they try to ping-pong back and forth and find a solution. Maybe we wouldn't do a 50% tariff on Cambodia if they weren't so fucking greedy. Why didn't they just consider buying 20 times more American goods to avoid this massive tariff? Hey, fucking true. That's fucking true, dude. The people of Cambodia should 20x the amount of American goods they buy so that it's dead even. All trade partners should have dead even trade balances. That's how you know the economy's working. Everybody should buy, no matter the size of the country, everyone should buy the exact same amount of stuff from each other. Band for band. Basically a barter economy, yeah. Wouldn't the 2016 and 2017 economy be the roll rep from Obama? Listen, I am not the standard, I don't know, someone that'll just tell you, yeah, Biden, Obama economy good, Trump economy bad. I think they were all bad. But increasingly, Obama was better than Trump. Trump won, which I thought got worse under Biden, which I thought got worse under Trump too. I think the economy's been steadily getting worse since 2008. That's my opinion. So I'm not like a huge Biden or Obama economy supporter. I think he did. I mean, he at least ran like an adult. You know what I'm saying? There's an ability to run it like an adult where things run more smoothly. But at the end of the day, I am opposed to the idea that the ever-growing deficit spending required to keep up growth. Including, you know, massive $800 billion bailouts to Wall Street after 08. I think that backfired. I think it was good. From 08, don't you mean 9-1? I mean, what I really mean is since fucking 71, or at least since Reagan. But, you know, I think 08 is when the I don't know, productivity tied to wage growth really broke in America. And we've just seen like a real hollowing out where people's incomes haven't kept up with the price of scarce goods, specifically like housing, college, stocks have gotten more expensive. Like that stuff. That stuff is, since 08 has really gotten way out of the middle classes. Until 2021, you could still afford goods. You could still afford groceries and a TV and consumer goods and all that. That stuff stayed. It didn't have much inflation. So people could still make a life, but housing was getting more and more out of reach. Enter the savior, sports betting. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Enter the savior, sports betting. True. It sucks being Gen Z. Ooh, do we want to do one more segment? Should I farm a fucking clip? This is kind of a two-parter. How do I discuss this? How do I discuss this? Let's see. I will try my best. Let's start with the Reddit, okay? Not the whole Reddit, just one specific post that I want to talk about. And it was about... no, don't say it. Fine, say it's. Fuck it. It's time for the Reddit. It's... As we always know, before we go to the Reddit, we sing the iconic Reddit song. Sing it with me, chat.
It's time for Reddit with Atrioc. So let's go see what memes are at the top. Are this week's posts fire or flops? So go join r/Atrioc.
Okay, I just want to talk about this post, and I'm open to thoughts. This guy said, I'm getting this.
I have got some new strategies under my belt. I've done some studying.
It's playing fucking Hitman videos from Atrioc. This guy said, I'm getting worn down by the constant Gen Z doomerism. I think this was in response to the video I made. It was a clips video called, it was about Gen Z getting the most rejected generation in history. I want to pull this up. Gen Z Big A clips. Is this it? It's Rough for Gen Z, it was called. Hey, Atrioc, how long did you take to land a job after graduation? Can I fucking find it and not open it? It's Rough for Gen Z. There it is. Okay, right there. See that one? It's Rough for Gen Z. And I want to talk about it because I don't particularly think, I guess I would say I disagree, that I'm being doomer in this case. But what I want to say is, like, when I read this guy's post, I do have empathy in that I think he just is in a rough spot right now and doesn't want to hear this stuff. And I'm not joking here. I honestly suggest in that spot, I'm not the best streamer. Like, I think you should watch Squeaks. I think if you're feeling like you just want to fucking turn your brain off and watch somebody play a game and have a good time, I do this sometimes, but I'm not the world's best at that. I think Squeaks is incredible at that, or Northern Lion is incredible at that. Those are streamers that I like, or Stans. I fucking love Stans. So I am not, I'm not trying to lock everyone down. I don't think you should if it's not making you feel well. But the way I see the world, or the way I see it is like, for me in that position, and I remember when I was, again, I'm not trying to make a comparison. I think, in my personal opinion, I think Zoomers actually have it harder than millennials, even GFC and whatever else millennials got. Millennials went through a couple recessions too, but I think Zoomers have it harder. But I remember when I was in that age and I was stressful and I was looking for a fucking job, I would read articles like this, and I felt not worse, but kind of better in that it wasn't a me problem entirely. It wasn't like me. I felt, I don't know, the word might be heard or like understood, or like that there was like, what I'm trying to do with this is like kind of in a way somewhat validate it and try to show the experiences or maybe give some solidarity. And I think what I was reading from the comments is that I think many people seem to think that way. So if you don't think that way, I don't blame you. I'm not mad at you. I'm not trying to force you to watch it. I just would say that's not my intention. I'm not trying to like shit on you or make you feel bad. I think there are challenges that are being faced, and I kind of don't want to ignore them. That's not my content. I want to like really surface them and talk about them and get people's opinions and learn about it. That's like the thing I want to do. All right. So I just want to respond to that before I talk about stuff. That's sort of my answer. And somebody said it's hard to say we're worse off because we have certain things better. What I'm finding out more and more is that maybe outside of wealthy boomers, everyone is going through a particularly tough time right now in unique ways. And so that's why it leads me to my second part of this. The second part of this that I want to bring up. So I've done a lot of like coverage of the articles about Gen Z, challenges Gen Z are facing with dating or college or jobs or whatever. And I think it's worth, I have a younger audience, but I think it's worth you guys opening your mind to this article. This article came out and it's called The Gen X Career Meltdown. This just came out and I read it and I found it to be really fascinating. It just came out and it's about an entirely different generation than either of us. It's the one older than me. Gen X is right. And they're like, you'd say 40s, 50s. 40s, like 40-year-old, 50-year-old, something like that. You know, kind of in like their maybe late stage, maybe peak earning years. Kind of could be your parents, Gen X, okay? What they are finding is that the careers that they spent their entire life getting good at, like they're hitting their 40s, like right after they spent their prime earning years and their prime learning years learning a trade, like magazine publishing or newspaper journalism or photography or graphic design or advertising or music or film or TV. They're finding these industries rapidly shrinking or transforming radically right now. So the skills that were in demand for their whole lives, that they built their lives around, that they have families and kids that rely on them and are now being upended so quickly in a really scary time. Because at least one thing I'll say is if Gen Z is encountering struggles with industries, they're still young. They can retrain, they can relearn, they can adapt. They don't have a lot of responsibilities. But when this hits you, when you're 53, if you're a 53-year-old film and TV director and that is dried up in LA, you're fucked. I mean, no one wants, it's hard to get hired you. It's hard to retrain. It's hard to, I talk to people in their late 40s and 50s who once imagined they'd be able to achieve great heights or at least a solid career. And you're more likely to hear about the photographer whose work dried up, the designer who can't get hired, or the magazine journalist who isn't doing much of anything. They find themselves shut out economically and culturally from their chosen fields. So I think it's worth learning about this and just having some empathy here as well, where the problems we're facing as a society are big. It's not like everyone older than you. I think if you were in your 20s, you might look at someone who's 50 years old and think that fucking boomer's had it so easy. But really, that guy's not a boomer. And outside of the actual boomers who got generationally cheap assets like houses at a perfect moment in time and then rode decreasing interest rates for 50 years, like outside of that specific group, everyone is struggling right now. It's like a real difficult spot. They're growing up to hit middle age in a strange new land. It's like they were making candlesticks when electricity rolled in. The market value of their skills plummeted. Karen's an advertising executive who's seen talented colleagues thrown away. She used to do photo shoots. Now they have cheap social media content over that from influencers. Like, again, that's my job's taking this one. The shedding of jobs and upending of long-standing business models have come at a bad time for Gen Xers. The cost of living has skyrocketed, and the burdens of mortgages, children's college tuitions, and elder care can be heaviest in middle age. Retirement isn't that far off, but Gen Xers are less secure financially than baby boomers and have less retirement savings. So unless you work at legacy media companies or a few film studios, which have fewer jobs, you're getting fucked. And this is really funny because Gen X was the generation about sellouts. They didn't want to be sellouts. Gen X is the one that was like, if a rock star does like an ad, they're a fucking sellout. You shouldn't be a sellout. But the problem is they finally do sell out and the sellout move just collapses. They finally give up on their dreams and take the fucking real job, and the real job fucking implodes. So it's not easy. It's not fucking easy. Dude, you hear about journalists, it's fucking crazy. Gen Zers don't even understand this, but there was a time like you would be a magazine writer doing one feature piece every 6 months, getting paid like 120 grand. Like you could write a fucking. There was a guy on Twitter. I think he responded to this. He was like, dude, I used to work at Vanity Fair. I would do one celebrity profile and make 250 grand. And like now that the idea of that kind of job is fucking absurd. That at best is like the lowest level BuzzFeed job that gets paid pennies and is often just outsourced to free on Twitter or free on social media. It's crazy. That TV spot you spent 6 months on now becomes a TikTok execution you spend 6 days on. Yeah, and again, trying to tell a guy who's like 45, who's made serious TV ads this whole time, that you have to now make TikToks. He's not even going to be good. It's an entirely new skill. So I don't know necessarily why I'm bringing this up, except to just say that there's empathy outside of your own generation too. That people are struggling with. This is like a hard time. Nobody understands the immediate effects of AI. Nobody understands how to adapt to a rising cost of living or where things are going to go. So anyway, I think this hit me extra hard reading this because I live in LA and I think it's one town that is being ravaged by this. Specifically around Hollywood and around productions and around studios. And I go to, again, I told you, I go to the same cafe every morning and I read my FT and I sit there and I listen. And everyone there almost always is someone that works in film or around film. And their mood is so sour. I can literally hear it. People are talking about productions getting canceled, being hard to find work, having to leave the city. It's like, I just know it's happening around me where this stuff's not working as much anymore. So just worth bringing up. Again, sorry, I have one more quote I wanted to show, but I don't want to spend too much more time on this because, again, I'm not trying to doom her. I just want people to make aware of like there's other issues. Dude, this one has the most comments I've ever seen on a fucking New York. Dude, New York Times must have majority Gen X. Because the comments are all agree. Now, yeah, I think it's worth noting. You know, the flip side of that, the upside of what that, and again, I'm talking about Gen X right now, but the upside of Gen X is they got to experience the good times of all those careers. Okay? The upside is like Gen X did get to experience the good times of those careers and make money off that. Whilst Gen Z does not get, they don't even get that option. They don't even get the early days of like trying to learn the craft or So anyway, it's not a contest. It's not a fucking suffering contest. It's just like, I think, a call for empathy that I've been saying a lot, even though I'm not holding up my end of the bargain in the year of kindness every time. Gen Xer here. Oh, wait, I got a Gen Xer in the chat? Holy. Oh, you're joking. Hey, make a Reddit post, bud. Make a fucking Reddit post, bud. Anyway, you know what's more depressing than all of that? That I'm going to end stream. Oh, we were having such fun. We were having such fun. Oh, a tragedy worse than all of that is that I'm going to end stream. Spend some time with Ari because I've been out all fucking day. I want to talk about the Minecraft movie. Fuck. I will do it tomorrow. It's actually still fine to do it tomorrow. The review's not so great though. Chat, I appreciate you watching today. I thought it was a really fun stream. I thought we talked about a lot of good stuff. I hope you will find it in your heart to check out Lemonade Stand tomorrow. It was a great episode. Maybe my favorite one yet. Doug got incredibly passionate. Doug really got heated. He got fired up. It was a good one. And then I talked about a lot of what I said today, but in a debate format. So, about AI, no AI discussion actually. There was not an AI episode. It was about other things. I'm gonna raid somebody. Let's raid. I mean, do we triple threat Dr. Battle? Who have I not raided in a bit? Could raid Charlie. We could raid. I wish Send was live. I would raid Send. Scara. I could raid Cutie, but I talked to Cutie today. I just don't think. I don't want to chat. I don't just want to do it. I think I will spare her the any issues. Dr. Battle seems like the choice. Dr. Battle. I think Dr. Battle's really trying to stream. Let's fucking. Senate voted to cancel Trump's tariffs on Canada 2 hours ago. This is so fucking chaotic, bro. By the time I fucking upload this video, half of them are gonna be gone. This is so ridiculous. This is so ridiculous. This is so ridiculous, bro. Anyway, give Dr. Battle some love. He's fucking putting his all. I don't know if it all, but he's streaming more, and he's very funny and he's a good guy. So, we will see. Goodbye. Good luck. Godspeed. Appreciate you. Thanks for the sub today. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going live early to play Tricky Towers with Stans, I think, because I have a triple date tomorrow. I have a quadruple date tomorrow night. I will not be live tomorrow night. I'll be live early. Goodbye.